Welcome back to Talking Paranormal. It's good to be back. Matt and I missed out on last week because we were on the road um, attending an event for one of our other passions, which is Mopars. So we went to a car event in Kentucky and had a good time. And unfortunately, on Saturday night, we were beat. So we ended up just hitting the hay.
I think we got 8 hours of sleep for the whole weekend.
I think so. So we missed out on our Saturday show, but today we're going to do something fun. As I was going through TikTok videos, Matt sent me some and my friend Mike sent me some. And I was like, because we missed out on last week, I kind of want to do something a little bit more spontaneous. So I thought, how could we review videos that neither one of us had seen yet, and kind of bring so that there was more surprise, so it was more random. And I remembered that there's a really popular YouTube channel, and the guy goes by the name of Nuke, and he does like top 5, top 10 scariest type stuff. Really popular. I know we've played clips that ended up being similar or the same clips that he's played in some of his compilation videos.
Yeah.
So he, from what I understand, he posts some good stuff. I may have seen one or two, but that was a while ago. And he posts quite a bit, quite frequently. So what we're going to do is for the video reviews this week, we're going to play. I don't know how many we can get through. We're just going to start off with one compilation video of Nukes. Because they run long, but that's because there's so many videos basically like this show, except for we didn't have to do any of the curating of the videos this time. So we'll try that out and we'll see how that works. Plus, Matt and I both like YouTube a little bit better because we have audio while the YouTube is playing. So if one of us wants to stop the video or something really quick, we can. So it should be fun. So thanks to everybody for joining us in the chat.
Just want to say hi to everybody. Miss Dust Devil, sorry I missed you. If we were apart, I was probably in the car getting photos ready to post. I had well over 1,000 photos to get ready.
That was I ran into Dust Devil Garage, Brian and Sherry, when I was out hunting for my GoPro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I ran into them.
I was hanging out with the whites.
Yeah. And they were getting ready to leave. And when we went by, you guys had already taken off. So I was like, where is everybody? At least I think so. If my timeline's right. Whatever the case. Oh, maybe not. I'm trying to remember what happened. Anyways, but good time nonetheless. Yeah, so we're also going to be talking about giants today.
All right.
Matt and I on our 10-hour road trip, we watched a video about giants, and it was ridiculous.
You know what? I'm not one to cry racism.
Yeah, right.
But holy shit!
Yeah, that guy was bad.
It didn't matter what these people told him. Like, yeah, you have a lot of Native American artifacts. Can you believe there's a Viking giant in this field?
Yeah, he was adamant about Vikings. He was adamant that the giants were all Viking.
No real Viking evidence anywhere near them.
Yeah.
And nothing but Native Americans. They even had Native American women buried with one of these giants. This Viking giant had taken native wives.
Yeah, I think they leaned a little bit too much into the Minnesota thing. I believe that's where they were at, and I was like, okay, we can drop there's Native Americans there too. We
were about 30 minutes in, and I was like, holy crap, this guy will not let it go.
No, he definitely wouldn't. What's funny about that though is there is a conspiracy theory that Vikings were the first to make it to the Americas.
I think that's true.
Yeah, there's definitely some research involved. So I was wondering, maybe he was leaning too far into that, but who knows? It's something that we'll probably end up covering at some point on the show. But yeah, let's pull up YouTube here. I've got it queued up.
Sweet.
So here's YouTube. Now, Nukes. Here we go. Nukes. We'll just write Nuke's top, and then we can see what we got here. Okay. We'll go to his actual channel, and we'll go to his videos. Okay. So his most recent upload was actually 11 hours ago. So Matt, I don't know where you want to go with this. We could pick the most recent one.
Let's start with the most recent one.
Okay.
And then let's do, how about this? Just so we can, because I know all these are about 30 minutes long. So like we've said, we might skip some of the commentary or replays on these. But let's do like the first of each row and the last of each row.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll do this one, this one, this one, and then that one.
Yeah.
That'll make a decent show.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we owe our fans.
We do owe our fans, and this should be pretty fun. We might run into a video that we've seen before. If that's the case, we'll address that when the time comes. So yeah, let's get this going. The audio on YouTube is usually really loud, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. If it is too quiet for those of you that are live watching, just let me know in the chat because I have the chat open. So let's get into it.
Eve to me is basically freedom.
Let me also say that there's going to be some ads here because I don't pay for YouTube, so I will be skipping those.
Easy. Or you could...
From the Dark Doorway. Popular Japanese ghost hunters Hiro and Tomo from the YouTube channel Omagatoki Film travel to a mysterious abandoned house that is said to be extremely haunted. The story goes that years ago, a married couple was living in the house. The wife descended into madness, and late one night in a fit of rage, she violently took her husband's life. And then she took her own. These days, the house has been abandoned for over 10 years. No one goes near the place, and it is believed that some evil presence haunts the home. But that doesn't stop the Omagatoki film team. Investigators Hiro and Tomo vow to spend the night and explore the infamously haunted house. Eventually, the two guys decide to split up. Hiro goes back to the car and Tomo stays to explore the second floor. As Tomo looks around, he finds an opening into the attic. There he finds old clothes and pictures of the family that once lived there. Tomo calls Hiro to tell him what he's found. But there is something else going on that is downright chilling. Watch very closely.
もしもし。なんか天板が外れて屋根裏みたいなのがあったの。なんかすごいなんか雑音がすごい。あ、マジ？いや、やばい。全然聞こえない。マジ？なんかね、大丈夫？今聞こえる？あ、今聞こえる？聞こえる？はい。あそこの押し入れの中を見たんだけどさ、なんか天板が外れてさ、屋根裏みたいな感じになってたの。はいはいはいはい。
Tomo experiences odd interference when attempting to phone Hiro. And did you see it? Tomo doesn't notice, but someone appears to be peeking out at him from a dark doorway. Completely unaware of what he has just captured, Tomo heads down to the car to meet up with Hiro. Once he's gone, a static camera captures something absolutely terrifying.
What?
Oh, this is The Grudge. Okay.
The figure of a woman can be seen
Whoa.
in the doorway, just kind of standing there motionless. Then suddenly, without explanation, the camera just stops recording.
They said motionless, but I saw that head turn.
Their footage,
I'm calling fake.
Fake on that one, huh?
So could this be the apparition
The only
of the
reason,
woman who went mad
if there
inside
was
the
footage
house?
like this
Or just two?
of such a apparition,
That's like the best apparition footage you could possibly get.
I mean, it blows Sir No Face out of the water.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? And everybody was talking about Sir No Face.
TikTok user Tim said,
We I'm gonna do some more digging on their YouTube channel and see if I can find some more videos and see if they're getting that type of shit all the time, then I'm gonna call bullshit at that. You know what I mean?
Again, it's like that one guy we found. That first video we watched, we were super we're like, holy shit, this is crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And we watched the very next one, and they all but suplex and a ghost nun.
Yeah. Yeah, could very well be.
All right.
guard at an undisclosed facility. He says that he's the only
Don't you do it, YouTube.
guard willing
Really?
to work
Connection?
the night shift, and for good reason. You see, strange and unexplainable things seem to happen in the building in the dead of night, but no one knows why. Over the course of the next week, Tim begins to understand where most of the activity in the building takes place. A creepy abandoned unit just inside the facility. On night 11 at his new job, he leaves his phone to record the abandoned unit as he makes his rounds.
Hey, pause real
An hour
fast.
into the recording,
Bro, I did corrections. I'm going to tell you right now, there is not an abandoned section of a prison. That bitch is full up. There is no abandoned portion of a prison. I mean, let's play it. It could be really, really good. But I'm just saying, like, I'm calling bull just on the abandoned part of the prison.
Yeah, they kind of want to fill that thing up, right?
Yeah, like I'm telling you right now, the American justice system's not going to be like, we got an empty wing? Go us. No, they're going to be like, gotta get them numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Oh, that's funny. Let's see what happens.
this happens.
Animal.
Tyrone Bigham's looking for crack.
Yeah, you're right.
A light flashes and a hatch leading to the upper attic space opens and closes on its own.
That would be hilarious if it was an actually like an inmate trying to escape, and he just took a wrong turn. And
What happens next is downright chilling.
So he goes down there.
Gets up in that attic.
This does not seem like a prison to me,
No.
or a jail.
No.
What is that?
It's a statue.
I think there was something.
No, it didn't move. It's just like a little statue. Now, if it's gone when he pans...
Let it replay. That it looked different the second time. Weird. I thought I saw something.
I mean, that even almost looks like a light fixture. There you go. Zoom in on it. Is that an alien?
I don't know what the hell that is, but it looked different the first time. And then he panned back and it looked like that.
Okay, we got some unexplained noise.
Whoa.
Did it move?
That's a hand, dude.
Oh!
But there's nobody there.
Yeah. The hand just got there.
Whoa.
Ooh!
Oh, that was...
Fuck around.
Whoa, dude. See, it looked like that the first time I saw it.
Seems to come out of nowhere and wraps around a small statue sitting on the attic floor. Even stranger, there appears to be no arm or no body attached to the hand. Tim quickly gets out of there.
You know what? If this is a fake, it's a good fake.
Is it real? Or
It,
is it
that one gave
all
me the creeps,
just an
dude.
elaborate
I had goosebumps.
hoax?
Whoa.
You decide.
Oh, there was a shadow and
User
everything.
Brianna's videos
Wow.
are mostly dedicated to her favorite pastime, free diving in the beautiful waters just off the coast of sunny Florida.
Dang.
Now, none of Brianna's videos have anything to do with the supernatural. Well, except for just this one.
Free diving in a shipwreck. That's a big no from me.
Bro, I'm going to tell you right now.
Something
Like, I
truly
get the white
chilling.
people stereotypes. Like, I get it.
What?
Brianna starts to panic as she hears loud, distressed underwater screams all around her. After she surfaces and disturbed by what she just heard, she goes down again to try to figure out just what is going on.
This may be one of the most unique, creepy videos I've ever seen.
But here's my problem with it, though. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer on all these. But my problem with this one is
Brianna is baffled by what
she literally got closer and further from the source of the screams.
Now, of course, many viewers accuse Brianna of adding a fake audio track to her dive video. So, to prove them wrong, Brianna posts again, this time showing the footage directly from her GoPro camera.
So, people are asking what camera I use. GoPro 7 works perfectly fine for me. I cracked it a little bit, but I use a case. Definitely not a voiceover though, so I'm going to show you the video straight out of my GoPro. Just like how I recorded it. So you can hear. Yeah.
Weird.
So.
Okay.
Not a voiceover or an edit or anything like that.
So
now,
we can
when
attempt
watching
to debunk
Brianna's
this.
original video, it looks like she's swimming through.
What do you got?
I have a GoPro 7.
Okay.
And I have one of the cases she said she uses.
Okay.
So we can't debunk it tonight, but I'm going to try it.
It's tough because, I mean, obviously she's not near like a beach or anything, because if somebody was under the water screaming, you could probably pick it up, I would imagine, depending on how far away they were.
Well, the thing about those cases are, man, like, there's nowhere for that mic to hear the sound.
Interesting.
It's completely sealed plexiglass.
But you can also hear her like.
That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that you hear like water hitting the microphone and stuff like that.
Weird.
Is weird to me. So I'm gonna play around with it and I'm gonna see if I can't debunk this one.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Like I said, this is the most unique paranormal video I've ever seen, because it's like she's underwater.
Yeah.
So like if you're gonna fake something under, like, you know, I highly doubt she has a recorder down there playing screams or anything like that. But the fact that she's in an abandoned ship kind of fucks with my mind a little bit, because that shit creeps me out.
This one could be very legit. I'm not saying this one's not legit. I'm just saying we can at least test this one.
Yeah, it would be interesting to like put a recorder in like several abandoned ships and see if you can get any EVPs or anything.
Right?
Very, very interesting. I never thought about that before.
Many viewers believe that she might have captured the eerie final screams of the ghost of someone who didn't survive the wreck.
Also, Florida frequently sinks ships for artificial reefs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
All
they're the known dive spots. Like you're not recommended to dive an actual shipwreck.
The strange underwater screams are absolutely unnerving. This next creepy video was uploaded to TikTok by Rosie B from Michigan. The home security clip shows Rosie's daughter strolling through the kitchen when the toddler seems to have a very odd and chilling encounter.
Not even the damn devil can stand up to toddler's ass.
Someone that we can't see.
This little girl's a
Finally,
gangster,
something seems
dude.
to try to yank a plastic container of snacks right out of her hand. Whatever it is, then seems to go after her toy box. The toddler puts up a fight and wins, and then just walks away.
Kids have crazy imaginations,
seemingly
though.
Angry at whoever or whatever was grabbing at her things.
They do.
Later, when
but
Rosie asks her daughter about what happened, the little girl says that a young boy and girl were trying to take away her toys. But looking at the video, there's just no one there. At least no one that we can see. So is the little girl fighting over toys with the ghosts of two children? Let me know what you think. Before we move on to the next video, if you see anything that you think
that's pretty
should be
creepy.
included in the top 5, contact us at nukestop5@gmail.com. My Haunted Hotel. Over 400 years ago, all the way back in 1622, the old King's Head Inn was built in Chester, England. It is said that at least 13 ghosts haunt the old inn, including a man in black that roams the haunted hotel and the ghost of a young child. The many spirits of the inn are said to frequently interact with visitors and guests, especially in the inn's many bedrooms. These days, the old King's Head still serves as a hotel, bar, and restaurant and is now owned by Harry Achilleos. As a paranormal enthusiast himself, Harry has a grand plan for Ye Olde King's Head Hotel. He wants to capture real evidence of paranormal activity at the inn and let hotel guests experience it as well. Harry, along with his friends and fellow paranormal investigators Brett and Danny, installed 16 live cameras to record multiple angles of every room in the hotel. Visitors can now rent rooms to explore and seek out their own paranormal experience, and they usually find it. The owner and his team carefully monitor their guests on the 16 video feeds, both to make sure that everyone is safe and to capture paranormal evidence. The Old King's Head team have collected hours of creepy, unexplained footage, and they share their spookiest moments over on their YouTube channel, My Haunted Hotel.
There we go.
Now, the guests that come to the hotel are usually not paranormal investigators in any way. In fact, most of them have never even encountered anything paranormal at all. So sometimes the visitors can be a little bit jumpy. Guest Kirsty is filled with fear when she is asked to investigate the hotel's cellar all by herself. While she's down there alone in the dark, something happens that scares the living shit out of her.
Oh, day. Oh my God. This is the worst thing I've ever done my whole entire life.
Are you sure?
I was thinking the same thing.
Wait, here.
Oh, it's the generator. It's the generator.
The eerie silence is suddenly broken by a loud roar as the hotel's generator turns on without warning, making poor Christy nearly jump right out of her skin. Even the My Haunted Hotel team jump at the sudden noise, but they quickly laugh it off when they realize that it's just their generator. But then something happens that they just can't explain.
Whoa, what was that, though? What the hell just happened? What was that? Something just
Back
off
it up,
camera
boys.
is just... What, just to try and explain here, the generator's just gone off in the cellar, and Kirsty's obviously cracked herself as it's happened. It got us, but something has happened here off camera that has made her now run out of the cellar. We have to radio through and make sure they're okay.
In a bizarre twist, a gigantic bang occurs on what we believe to be the cellar hatch off camera, and it is so loud it distorts the audio. To cause this loud of a bang means something must have hit the hatch with considerable force, but we find nothing that could have caused this.
Oh.
Right, we're just heading in now to find the girls. Girls, where are you? Right, what the hell just happened?
I am never going in a cellar ever again.
Right, so we saw the generator come on.
Yeah,
which is
that
obviously...
scared me.
But what was it off
Something
camera?
just went boom.
So it was to your left. We couldn't
Yeah.
see it off camera.
Yeah, it was on this side.
What was it? Can you try and
I don't
explain
know.
what it was?
I don't know. It was like just a big massive bang. And then I ran.
So obviously the generator's not paranormal, but then the
No,
bang that
the
you
bang
heard...
was definitely something. That was not like normal.
Kirsty says that right after the generator turned off, she heard another completely unexplained loud bang and just made a run for it. Now, Kirsty isn't the only guest to experience a creepy encounter with the unexplainable. On a different night, guests Janine and Lottie are investigating the hotel's most haunted room, Room 5. This room is said to be a hotspot for paranormal activity. The child ghost that roams the hotel is said to be particularly active in this room.
Okay.
So the space has been decorated with dolls and toys.
I was like,
And
what's
it
with the tiny
seems like
teepee?
the two women might not be alone in there.
Hello, children. We've got a toy here. You can change the lights on it. What was that? What was that?
Oh.
Please tell me that was them next door. I don't know if it's them next door or not.
Janine and Lottie hear a disturbing bang, but they are unable to locate exactly where it came from. Then a doll sitting on a shelf in the corner falls to the floor all on its own. Janine, Lottie, and the My Haunted Hotel team are all shocked by the experience. But Janine is a bit of a skeptic and attempts to debunk what just happened. But she chooses a very, very odd method to debunk the incident.
You evil little... Oh, you want that? You evil... No, don't do that.
Why is people's first instinct when something bad happens is to start talking shit to the ghosts?
I know, right?
Like, that would be the last thing I would think to try.
Right, I've jumped up and down in front of it and it's not moved. No. Right. Is it closer? I ain't closer to no. That's going off again. Right, you're in the room with us. Oh
We're in room 5. Started off very quiet, and
And this is supposed to be the night I made my move on my friend here, and this doll is really fucking it up.
on the wall, and the doll literally flew off the shelf.
So now we cut to another night, weeks later, and the scariest moment ever captured inside the hotel occurs when a staff member is simply locking up the downstairs bar for the night, as the guests are all in their rooms.
Is that?
Watch closely as staff member Tom, who has just locked the downstairs bar, comes to drop the keys off. And as he enters the function room, a clear baby crying is heard coming from the old brothel. This is one of the clearest pieces of DVP, direct voice phenomena, we have ever captured, and Tom is left in pure shock, as are the team.
Yeah. Huh? You said yes, huh? Who said yes? Me. Did you say baby? Yeah. See the baby crying. What's that? He's that. I don't see the baby. Yeah. Huh? You said yes, huh? Who said yes? Did you say baby? Yeah. See the baby crying.
The guys are shocked when the eerie sound of a crying baby can be heard echoing throughout the hotel's restaurant. Now, to be clear, there were no children of any age in the entire building, and the guys find nothing. So could it be that centuries of history have left Ye Old King's Head as a bizarre paranormal hotspot? Let me know in the comments. You can watch many more guest spooky experiences and terrifying overnight encounters over on the YouTube channel, My Haunted Hotel. Weird World.
Definitely be doing that one.
South Haven, Michigan resident Jennifer says she was at a festival when she noticed something very odd going on in the sky above her. She grabbed her phone and started to record.
All right, everybody sees me walking.
Oh God,
I'm
Matt,
walking.
remember this one?
Look.
Look.
This plane.
Shit.
Is it moving?
I've already debunked this one.
Is it moving? But it sounds like it's moving.
I feel like such a dumbass. I'm like, it does sound like it's moving.
Had been flying in the same spot, not moving at all, for hours before she finally decided to grab her phone
for hours. Video. I doubt that.
No,
As you can see in the clip,
no.
many others
I tell you
also
right now,
noticed the
if there's a
strange
plane just hanging
and
out for
filmed it as
15
it is
minutes, I'm
seemingly
out there.
frozen
Yeah.
in the sky.
It was
Could it be
hours,
that
and then
Jennifer
I finally decided to
captured a
record it.
glitch
Yeah,
in the
yeah, right.
matrix?
Shit.
Or is there some simpler explanation? You
Headwind.
tell me. This next video was shared to the internet without a source, and after a long search, all I was able to find is that the video was recorded on the PJ Patterson Highway in Jamaica. The recording shows a truck driver heading down the highway at 4:30 in the morning when something happens that would shock anyone.
Whoa. Not paranormal.
That there's a road pirate.
That there's an asshole, okay?
Someone steps out into the highway and intentionally throws a bike in front of the truck, causing a potentially very dangerous situation. However, the truck driver just continues on like it's nothing. He doesn't slow down, he doesn't stop, he doesn't even seem to care. And probably for the best, because as it turns out, the stranger with the bike was most likely part of a criminal group that was trying to get him to stop, so that they could rob him, or maybe even worse. And so, yet again, I will say, real people are always scarier than anything.
I would have done the same shit. I would have
Unless
said,
you're
sorry about your bike.
driver.
Adios.
Because it seems he ain't scared of.
Tell you
He'll
right
just
now,
run
that
over your
guy's
bike,
seen Fast and
he might run
Furious.
over you,
He knows what's up.
And
That shit's
he'll
probably
just
happened
keep
to
on
him
trucking.
before. He's like, oh, they're at it again.
Kudos to you, insane truck driver man. Keepers of the Old Church. Paranormal investigators Jeff and Phil from the YouTube channel Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigation set out to investigate rumors of an allegedly haunted church deep in the woods of Bedham, England. The Old Mission Church.
Deep in the woods of
The brick and
England.
stone church was built in 1880 and served as
Hell
boarding
no.
school
What woods
for
can they
local
be? Like,
children
England's so
and
small.
as a place for Sunday
Yes,
worship
sure.
for the town. But years later, the small town around the church was touched by tragedy. In 1919, a devastating influenza outbreak took the lives of nearly half of the town's children and many adults. The church/school fell into a state of decay. It was eventually forced to close in 1959 as the aging structure had become hazardous and unsafe. The historic building is now in ruins, but the church grounds is said to be extremely haunted by the ghosts of long ago. Ooh. Witnesses have reported hearing the unexplained voices of children, and some even claim to have seen strange shadow figures roaming inside the church. As they begin, Jeff and Phil set up multiple static cameras. Now, the Ghost Tech guys always try to stay calm during their paranormal investigations, and after many years, Jeff and Phil aren't easily shaken, but they start to experience some highly unusual activity that even seems to make them a bit nervous.
Well, look, as I was saying, I'd asked for your name, and it may well be that you've told me your name, and I just can't hear it. You have to shout as loud as you can. Something touched my hand. Something just touched my hand. Okay. Sorry, please excuse me jumping back. But it felt like you brushed through my hand then.
Let me introduce myself. My name's Jeff. And my friend and colleague standing there holding a camera, his name is Phil. So as I thought I could hear children's voices earlier, can I ask if any children can come forward, come inside the church and say hello to us, please? Now, back in the old days, when I say old days, I mean hundreds of years ago, there used to be a settlement here. And they used to cut wood. We've been told that there was kilns here. So it was a tiny, tiny little village. And I guess that this church was the center of that village. That was a voice, Phil. So it was a tiny, tiny little village. And I guess that this church was the center of that village.
I didn't hear yes, but I mean, I heard something.
That was a voice.
I think they're reaching there.
Bill says something touches his hand, and Jeff hears the voice of a child that is captured by his EVP recorder.
What kind of kids are they hanging out with?
Not all that happens this night, because as they continue to ask questions, they capture something truly bizarre on multiple cameras.
How it must have been different when the building had a roof, doors, windows, perhaps pews?
Ooh.
What was that, Jeff?
A black mass went right in between me and you and went over here.
Could you come back, please?
A black shadow moves in between Phil and I, and it is captured on all of our cameras. Here is the footage taken from static cam 1, followed by the footage of all 3 cameras from all angles.
Perhaps pews?
Ooh.
What was that, Jeff? Perhaps pews?
Ooh.
What was that, Jeff?
A strange shadow passes between Jeff and Phil, but because they're filming in the dark with infrared, Phil just can't see it. However, Jeff spots the figure on their infrared camera and is shocked. The 2 other static cameras also managed to capture the creepy event.
Weird.
So the two investigators take a break from filming to review their footage, but leave the static cameras to record while they're gone. After they leave, the camera inside the church captures another strange event that Jeff and Phil simply can't explain. So, could the church be haunted by the children who tragically lost their lives in the 1919 influenza outbreak? You decide. You can watch this entire investigation
Shadows
and
fucking
many
scare
more
me,
spooky
dude.
videos
Yeah.
over on our YouTube channel, Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't noticed already, my upload schedule is just weird these days. So please subscribe and hit the little bell icon.
All right.
So that last one, they had me, they lost me, and then they had me again.
Overall, what do you think about that top 5, that little compilation?
You know what? Some of them are pretty darn good.
Which one got you the most?
The one that we both got freaked out by.
The hand?
Yeah.
That one was interesting.
Yeah. I'd say that one was probably the better one.
Oh. All right. So my biggest issue with that series was that the title was Top 5 Scary Ghost Videos That Will Make You Pitch a Hissy Fit. I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean they're going to piss me off because they're fake or what?
It's just attention grabber titles.
This is definitely an attention grabber title. Top 5 Scary Ghost Videos for Nightmares. The first one we watched was posted 11 hours ago and has almost 500,000 views already. It's 433,000. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This one was posted 2 months ago with 2.8 million. So let's check out the top 5 scary ghost videos for nightmares. I'm going to go ahead and call their bluff.
What you're in the mood for. With the all-new Royal Crispy Chicken lineup at Burger King, you can't go wrong.
Burger King commercial, perfect.
Yep, I can do this crispy chicken.
Here we go.
The Casper Mountain Crawler.
Oh boy.
TikTok user Isaiah Harris and his cousin Brock are out on a hiking trip on Casper Mountain in Wyoming. In the middle of the night, as they're crossing a bridge, they start to hear strange groaning noises that seem to be coming from underneath the bridge. Isaiah pulls out his phone and starts to record as they go to investigate. What happens next is downright tragic.
Me and my cousin took a hike in the middle of the night.
That means that we're close.
And what we found was the most
Can't see
terrifying
the city
thing
anymore,
I've
but-
ever witnessed.
Dude, did you hear that? You didn't hear that. There's something under there. Bro. Dude, please don't go down there.
Fucking white people.
Oh my god. Dude, hold on. Let me go first.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Some bizarre pale humanoid shape can be seen lurking in the darkness of the sewer tunnel. The two hikers just make a run for it.
Bro, that's their buddy that lost a bet.
And the video instantly went viral, but many viewers were skeptical about the strange sudden cut at the end of the video.
Yeah.
So Isaiah posted an update to explain.
So let me just explain something. I actually film on 3 different apps at a time to film my videos. Last night, I was trying to film everything on Snapchat. So whenever I recorded, whatever I recorded, I wasn't going to just sit there and record it because I was running for my life, okay? And I'm not trying to be funny about this. Literally, I was puking. Like, I mean...
Nah, skip. This guy's full of shit.
He seems full of shit.
That was their bro that lost a bet. Like, they drew sticks and that homie came up short.
But I did manage to screenshot what was under that bridge and enhance it for you guys. And I'll show you that. Yeah, Let me just tell you, I've never been more terrified.
Look how long the arms are on
life.
that
I
thing.
can't even look at this picture right now. For you guys saying that it was like a friend or like somebody else down there, it may have been a homeless guy. I heard that theory, but I do not know what he would have been doing down there, butt naked, maybe taking a bath. But the sounds and everything about it just did not sit right with me.
It could very well be a
Many
skinny
requests,
tweaker down there
or
taking a
some
bath.
might say dares from his viewers. Isaiah and his cousin Brock decide to go back to Casper Mountain and spend the entire night camping out in the spooky woods.
So we're doing it. We got the 4-wheeler in the back, tents, and a hammock that I brought. We're up here. So we're gonna spend the entire night to try to find whatever it was that we saw last night. We're up on the mountain where we did see it, kind of close by. There was a waterfall that's kind of more down the mountain, but we're gonna try and find it tonight. We're gonna be up all night. No sleep. All right, guys, we're here. We're about to unload the 4-wheeler, but have some fun. Kind of just camp out for a little bit. We got our site, and yeah.
Forgot your axe? This is how we do it down here in the wild. Oh yeah, look at that brain.
Okay, that's actually kind of creepy. Look, hope he doesn't jump out to scare me. Brock, please don't scare me. Oh my goodness. So he's got this terrible lighting. Oh my goodness. But we're literally trying to land the force real quick. We're just walking back right now. And like legit, I think we're lost because I don't have any idea where we're at. Do you know where we are?
Dude, oh hell no.
Okay, y'all. So we're back at camp. We didn't really get anything. We've been out here since like what? We started looking at about 10, and it's already like 2:30. Sorry, guys. Maybe we can come back up here and film another one, but I don't know.
Other than some creepy footsteps, Isaiah and Brock don't really capture much of anything that night. Or at least that's what they thought. Because did you see it?
You know where we are?
Dude, oh hell no.
Right after they hear footsteps, someone or something can be seen running through the trees, hiding in the dark. So, Isaiah and many of his viewers believe that some kind of strange creature is living on Casper Mountain. Some even believe this thing to be a skinwalker or a rake. But who or what do you think this is? Let me know down in the comments. What waits at the window? Blogger Natalia Valente, along with her mother...
Hold. So the thing in the tunnel, or in the pipe, the sewer pipe, that was definitely kind of, I don't know how I felt about that one. It did have really long arms. It was super skinny, so they would have to have a really, really skinny friend. If it was real, I would say tweaker. But it had really suspiciously long arms. But then they go into the woods, and then they catch that shit in the background. It looked like somebody wearing a hoodie to me.
Yeah.
Like their buddy. But, you know, who knows? I don't know. I just got this. When the guy was talking about it, I just felt bullshit like oozing out of him. That's what I felt. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that guy at all.
I don't know, man. That one's hard for me.
Hey, I do believe there are feral humans out in the wilderness.
I mean, definitely feral humans. That was definitely a feral ginger that they're friends with. They're like, who's the palest motherfucker we know? Send them in. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I wonder what this one is. Let's see what this one is.
And a few friends set out to explore the abandoned Cesario Mota Asylum in Piracicaba, Brazil. The Mota Asylum was built in 1973.
That looks creepy as fuck.
An institution for patients with severe or violent mental disorders. After many rumors of tragic patient deaths inside the hospital, the asylum was eventually forced to close in the 1990s. Now, it's 30 years later, and the property is said to be extremely haunted, especially the so-called pink wing of the asylum. The Pink Wing is on the second floor and is said to be where mentally disturbed children were held. Today, kids' toys and posters can be found scattered throughout the creepy, barren rooms of the Pink Wing.
A gente vai entrar, já chegamos. Tô com medo! Entramos. Gente do céu. Olha o tanto que a gente andou. Olha, é muito grande. Agora a gente tá indo pra ala rosa. A ala rosa é a mais pesada que tem. Você tem noção, ele veio uma vez e não quer nem descer. A gente tá numa parte onde tem vários brinquedos. Vários. Aí, filha. Aqui é a parte de brinquedos.
When Natalia and her group explore the Mota Asylum's Pink Wing, strange things start to happen.
Parte 5 e essa é a ala rosa que a gente... Foi vocês? Jura por Deus, jura?
Eu tava junto com ela.
Tipo, aqui real é bem pesado.
The group hears a loud bang that startles Natalia, but they have no idea that they just captured something even more terrifying. Watch closely as they explore just outside the asylum's Pink Wing.
Parte 3 da ala rosa, que é a pior ala que tem. Gente, quanto barro no chão. A gente tá indo pros outros lados, que é bem escondido da ala rosa. Que é onde o povo ficava, tipo, real presaço. Bom, a gente tá indo agora pro necrotério.
Back it up.
See it?
There it is.
Up in the window, 3 children can be seen watching the group as they walk around the property. Again, creepiest of all is that the young boys we see are actually standing in the windows of the haunted asylum Pink Wing, the area where disturbed children were kept 30 years ago. So could it be that these children are the spirits of patients who lost their lives inside the asylum?
Those are real kids.
Or could those be real kids that wandered in from a local tribe?
The haunting of Jen Burrari. TikToker Jen Burrari lives
That
in
would
a
be the best
historic
ghost footage you've ever seen.
Pennsylvania colonial home, along
You can
with
even
her
see the
wife,
pigment
Heather,
in their
and
skin.
son,
They'd be like, that'd be on the
Now,
news
Jen and her
at
family
700
might
channel
seem
back.
familiar
Look
as
what
I've
Jesus
featured their
did.
story on my channel before. You see, after the family started making some much-needed renovations on their historic property, strange, unexplained events began to terrorize them night and day.
Even the cat's like, what the fuck is that?
Can you stop? Out!
Baby, come here. What's up, baby? Come here. What's up?
I don't know. And my reflection's creeping me out. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You guys saw that, right? I'm not bugging. Like, here's my reflection. There's something. It looks like the old man is coming out, I swear to fucking God. What the was that?
After doing some research, Jen found out that as many as 5 people have lost their lives on their property. Jen was skeptical at first, but she now believes that their beautiful countryside home is haunted by the frightening spirits of those who have lived there before. And since I last featured Jen Burrari's story, the strange supernatural activity still continues. One evening as the sun sets, Jen is loading up her car to go on a trip when she suddenly hears something that shocks her to her core.
And the light just went on in there. And also in there. Holy did you guys hear that? That was fucking crazy.
Okay, fuck that barn.
Oh my God. This is insane. Now I hear that animal again. That's insane. Yo, I swear to God, that wasn't me. Can you please do that again? Please. I'm gonna count so you guys know it's not me. Please.
An eerie female voice can be heard saying, "Help," and "Leave."
That was fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. I'm gonna count so you guys know it's not me. Please. Please. Please.
But that's not all that Jen captured in this bizarre bit of paranormal evidence. So again, I ask you, did you see it? Inside the small window at the top of the old barn, two unexplained odd pale hands can be seen. Though Jen didn't notice at the time, multiple TikTok viewers pointed out the creepy sighting. Jen is in disbelief. She claims that she has no idea whose hands these could be, as there was no one inside the barn. Another night, and Jen hears an odd sound outside. She grabs her phone and records as she goes outdoors to check it out. The noise is coming from her daughter's swing set, but there's nothing there. At least it seems that way, because a CCTV camera mounted outside captures something truly terrifying.
And I literally just got home.
Jen can't see anything there, and likewise her phone captures nothing but the swing set swaying back and forth.
Whoa.
However, her CCTV's night vision camera reveals a bizarre female figure with long dark hair, standing directly in front of Jen, just staring at her. So what do you think is going on here? Is Jen's historic property haunted by multiple angry
it's
spirits
bullshit?
from the past?
Well, they
leave it up to
had
you
me.
to
They
decide.
had me. Creepy, fake ass hands and all, until the CC footage.
Yeah.
Until they showed that footage at the end, she had me. I was like, man, this could be some legit stuff. And then that. They always go just these fakers always go just a hair too far.
The hands, I don't really think they're fucking hands. I really wasn't sold on that. And I actually saw, because I looked up in the window, and I didn't even consider those hands, to be honest. They didn't bother me at all. You don't believe that CCTV footage is true? I'll say this. If I'm looking at my reflection and I see something behind me, or like a shadow, that is more scary to me than actually seeing it. Like,
I will give you that. Like the like I said, what had me was like the shadow in the TV.
Yeah.
The shadow in the window, like the reflection in the window. That had me. That had me really good. The EVPs had me, but nah, man, nah. That CCTV one, I was like, nope.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that that camera would capture what was standing right in front of her, but her standing right there, like, I don't know enough about technology to understand why it would even be possible for that camera to catch that when her phone didn't.
And that clear, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Call 'em BS. Hate to do it, but I'm doing it.
You can check out many more paranormal encounters over on Jen Burrari's TikTok account and YouTube channel. If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, contact me at nukestop5@gmail.com.
Also, what?
To nowhere.
Pause it for a second.
YouTube gamer and urban explorer.
What also helps this guy's videos seem very realistic is he puts on that creepy narrator voice.
He does that. He's got a lot of great B-roll. I'm like, damn, I wonder where he gets all that.
Right.
He does a great job producing it. I'll say that.
Fantastic. Like, it's very well put. This is a very well put together channel and videos. But like, what really sells it and makes you believe it's really super creepy and feel super creeped out by it is his narration.
Anytime you add a little bit of slow narration and a little creepy music, it ups the level.
Absolutely.
Well, let's see what this guy's got.
Or Mr. Omega often goes on overnight challenges to explore abandoned and spooky places in his country of New Zealand. This time he plans to stay overnight in the deserted Spooner's Tunnel, an old train pass that was dug out of the mountain by hand back in 1891. Unfortunately, the railway line suffered financial difficulties and the tunnel was never connected to the railway system. The tunnel was eventually closed and dismantled back in 1955. The passageway was dubbed, quote, the railway to nowhere. YouTuber Mr. Omega decides that the creepy old abandoned tunnel is the perfect spot to film an overnight challenge.
Okay, here we are here. The only person I have with me is Max. You know, man's best friend and everything. Oh man, look at that. There's a vehicle over there that's burnt out too. Oh man, look at it. Hope it's not a popular spot for people to come up and do gosh knows what. Okay, I'll pull over here. Okay, before we even go into the tunnel, as you can see, it's totally pitch black. It's too dark to go in there without any form or source of light. So that's the next thing we need to get out of the pack. Oh, there's my baby. This is my massive dolphin torch. It's a really good torch, as you can see. It pretty much shines right down to the end of the tunnel there. So this thing will do the trick, I'm sure.
So Mr. Omega and his loyal doggy Max head into the tunnel to find a spot to set up camp for the night.
I managed to secure myself a place to stay for the night. And as you can see out here, it is totally dark now. The sun's gone right down. There's no more light left. If I turn my light off, now this is the freaky thing. When I turn this light off, it is totally pitch black and silent. You ready? Here we go. Wow. That's spoopy, if you ask me. I feel good having the dog here. Where are you, Max? Max, there you are. There he is. I feel better having my dog with me. I mean, obviously, if I didn't have Max, it'd be a little bit creepy. Obviously, I feel like safer with my dog being here. He will always bark if anyone comes uninvited to visit us in the night. So I'll always wake up. I'm a light sleeper as well, so I'm always going to wake up to hearing Max's bark. Don't know, Max. I'm always going to hear what you're going to say.
Around 4 a.m., things start to get really weird. Omega discovers that he has no cell reception inside the tunnel, and so along with Dog Max, he heads back to the opening to check his phone. After that, he starts to trek back inside the tunnel. And then, this happens.
We're going to complete our overnight challenge. Yes, we do. All right, Max, let's go back in. Here it is. Woo! Max! Oh, my gosh, damn tripod. I hear some sort of tune. Max, come here. Come here. Max. Who's that? Who's that, Max? What the actual? Can you guys hear that? Max, where is it? I don't know if you guys can hear this on the camera, but there's something. What is that? What the? Hello? What is that? Max, what is that? Hello? Is there somebody here? That's just creepy as... What the hell? Is anyone here? What is that? Oh,
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
That scared the fuck out of me.
A creepy little toy is
Oh,
just
man.
lying in the middle of the path, playing a warbly rendition of Happy Birthday. Omega turns around and is shocked out of his skin as he sees a man lurching toward him out of a crevice in the tunnel wall.
Okay, we had different definitions of lurching. That dude was
Mr. Omega says
that
he
dude
is
was
absolutely
leering for sure,
stunned
but
by
not
what
lurching.
happened. He has no idea why anyone would be hiding in the cold abandoned train tunnel at 4 a.m., especially because the tunnel is in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, dog, I
miles
thought you were
away
supposed to
from
bark.
any
What the
house.
fuck?
Right?
Another truly baffling part of this incident is that the dog Max did not react at all to the creepy stranger.
Yeah.
Almost like the man was not even there. And perhaps most disturbing of all, why did whoever this was set out a creepy little toy in the path?
Fake.
Either
I'm calling
way,
it fake.
paranormal or not,
Bullshit.
this encounter is absolutely terrifying.
Well, it wouldn't be a good
You can
view
watch the
count
entire
video if
exploration
nothing
over
happened.
on the YouTube channel, Mr. Omega. As one door closes. This next video was posted to YouTube over 12 years ago by an anonymous YouTube account. The video was filmed by David Ortiz, the custodian of Sawyer Elementary School in Chicago, Illinois. David is alerted by a teacher named Evelyn who claims that she saw a door in the back of the school's boiler room inexplicably slam shut, all on its own. David films as he and teacher Evelyn go back to the boiler/storage room to investigate. What happens next is truly bizarre.
I'm with Evelyn Sims. We're using this recording here due to a statement. She says that there's been things in the back area that have been... All right, explain to us what happened, Evelyn.
I want to get my little supplies. I don't want to go back.
Well, I'm here now. Oh, don't worry.
But you come with me.
All right, what happened?
But don't just shit on this own and just sit by itself, David. I don't know if I want to go. I don't feel good about this.
All right, hang on, just wait.
I don't want to go back there.
Let me just take a look. Now, you say what happened now?
This door shut by itself. Itself, Dave.
All right. Let me see. I'm looking. I'm not going back there either.
What, you scared?
I'm not.
Back here. I got a funny feeling about this. Oh, David. I don't think I want to go there.
Come on, go ahead. Evelyn, just go.
No.
I'm right here. I see the door. All right, go get your stuff. I'm right here.
Oh, David, I'm scared.
Don't be. Hold on, wait a minute. Just wait. Is there anybody back here? Go ahead.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. No way.
I really feel like
Hold on.
I really feel like he's just messing with this lady.
Stand by.
It feels like it, huh?
Like, get over there. Go on, get over there.
The chair in the back of the boiler room suddenly slides forward all on its own, giving both David and Evelyn the scare of a lifetime. Somewhere nearby, we hear the loud clang of something metallic being thrown or pushed to the ground, and David's video just cuts out. The two school employees have no explanation for what happened. Now, after this video was posted to YouTube, many former students of Sawyer Elementary came forward to say that they too had experienced paranormal activity while attending the school. Anyway, so I guess I don't have to ask, did you see it?
Oh my.
Could Sawyer Elementary School be haunted? As always, you decide. Pitch black. Reddit user NoTel411 claims that his aunt and her family were on vacation and he was house sitting for them. Then, one night, he spots something on her child's nanny cam that makes his blood run
I hate
cold.
these videos.
Oh, yeah.
If
They creep me the fuck out.
seeing or tripping, but check this out. So this is my aunt's son's room, right? There's no one in here.
Turn the other way.
Nothing.
Turn the other way.
Closet. Nothing.
What's up, Ty?
Got a nanny camera in here. All right, now tell me, right on the monitor here, tell me that doesn't look like someone standing in the room.
I have that same fucking nanny cam.
Like I've checked, like went back and forth 3 times, and
Yeah, go in there with that fucking thing.
So, okay. Nothing, right?
Be some wild shit if it just started running at him.
Oh my god.
I do not want to go back in there.
You have an idea.
Beat it over the head with this. Okay. Here we go.
All right. Okay, I saw a ball in the other room. I'm gonna go grab it.
You know this dude's like higher than giraffe nuts. Like trying to figure this out.
He's so high.
You know he's higher than giraffe nuts trying to figure this out.
That makes me hope something crazy happens. It scares the fuck out of him.
All right, let's see how this goes.
He's so high. You're right. He's stoned.
Okay, all right. There is definitely something in there.
Did it catch it?
A small dark figure appears to be standing in the child's room behind a stuffed dinosaur, but in front of the desk. However, when he goes into the room, there's nothing there. Baffled by what he's seeing, he attempts to, well, just pitch a ball at it. But the creepy figure doesn't move. Reddit user Notel411 says that he did not go back inside the room for the rest of his stay, and he still has no idea what the security camera captured. The Lady of the Lake. Paranormal investigators Casey and Colton
That was
from
creepy.
the YouTube channel Mindseed TV set out to investigate
Bro.
an allegedly haunted lake house in southern Georgia.
Have you ever watched
The property
Mindseed
belongs
TV
to
stuff?
An older couple who
No.
claims that an
Oh, it's
evil
some wild
presence
stuff.
is making
Is
their
it?
lives a living
Yeah.
hell. Now, the backstory is that the home's previous residents were a young couple who were having serious marital problems. The wife had an affair, and it is believed that the husband discovered her indiscretion.
Oh no, she didn't.
Very suspiciously, one day, the wife just disappeared.
You don't say.
After weeks of searching, the woman's drowned body was found in the lake near the home. The current owners say that they have experienced
Dutch?
everything from objects moving on their own to doors slamming in the middle of the night. To make things even more disturbing, every time something unexplainable happens, they seem to find insects, frogs, and even snakes by the dozens inside their small home. The Mindseed team, Casey and Colton, are invited to spend the night at the property to investigate. When exploring inside the house, it doesn't take long before something happens that they simply can't explain.
Wherever your presence is, you can talk to us. Scan? What does that mean?
Maybe scan the house?
Maybe. What is it actually asking us to scan right now? Oh. Something broke, and the chair just moved. That chair just moved right there. What is it actually asking us to scan right now? Oh.
What just happened?
Something broke, and the chair just moved.
Oh my god.
Yep. We got.
I haven't watched all their stuff, but I've watched some of it. I haven't seen this one.
There's glass everywhere in here.
Is it pretty legit or what?
Most of their stuff seems very legit.
Nice. Roach. Is that a big ass roach? Yeah. There's something evil.
A chair slides across the floor and a wine glass falls and shatters. But what makes it even creepier is that they suddenly find roaches everywhere in the kitchen. Now, a little freaked out by what just happened, the Mindseed TV guys decide to go outside to do a spirit box session inside a barn that is very near the lake. What happens in the barn shocks them to their core.
Is this the one that was found in the lake?
My first reaction was to mute the spirit box. So I muted the spirit box and we were just listening for a moment, trying to see if we could hear maybe another one or like any kind of follow-up noises.
I can't explain to you what emotionally and mentally went on there. It was like everything that I had a choice of to think about shut off and instinct just kicked in.
Tell me you heard that. Tell me you heard that.
Dude. Casey asks whether they are communicating with the woman that was found in the lake. And all hell breaks loose as the entire barn begins to shake, sending the investigators running for safety. Then they hear a loud sound. Something is sloshing around in the lake.
That's probably a gator.
For
But
their
I mean,
final
I'm just
investigation,
saying.
they decide to use a
They
Ouija
are in
board
Georgia.
to attempt to contact the spirit of the drowned woman. They set up their board and equipment on a dock right next to the lake. It did not go well.
Is there more than one of you here?
Can you give us an initial? Can you give us your name? Can you give us anything?
The two investigators are absolutely horrified as they see the face of a woman emerge from the water. Casey claims that he could clearly see eyes and dark wet hair before the two guys just made a run for it. The Mindseed TV team says that they've never experienced anything like what happened that night. So could this be the spirit of the woman who lost her life in the lake? Or could it all just be a very elaborate hoax? You decide. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the little bell icon because my posting schedule is, well, it's all over.
We're gonna have to review some more of their videos at some point.
Dude, like I said, I've seen where I've predominantly seen their stuff is on TikTok, and I didn't know they had a YouTube channel, to be honest, because I just catch their stuff. I'm scrolling TikTok, but I mean, they've had a lot of crazy stuff happen.
I mean, I don't think that was the ghost of the lady. I think that was a demon. But,
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
Because they were dicking with a Ouija board.
yeah, the insects after paranormal shit happens. I don't know. That seems demonic to me. Super creepy. Top 10 scary ghost videos to creep you out. Where
Let's
are we
do
at
it.
here? Hour and 20. We're doing good so far. We still got to talk Giants.
Choose to do things the simple.
I mean,
Yeah,
all I'm going to talk about is that racist ass dude.
That last one creeped me out, dude.
The Mindseed TV stuff?
Yeah.
Reaching out. This next video was sent to me by Nuke's top viewer Philip Whitaker from Burnley, England. In his email, Philip says that he has had several strange experiences around his home, but has never caught anything on camera. Until now. One night, his fiancée is sitting quietly in the living room when this happens. The faint humming of a woman can be heard as a pale, translucent mist seems to fly directly over Philip's girlfriend, sending her running from the room in panic.
We have very different definitions of a lot of these things.
Philip and his fiancée have no idea what they captured on their security camera. But what do you think this is? Caught live on camera. Live streamer Kayoya's Twitch and YouTube channels are focused on gameplay and Pokemon. None of his videos or live streams have any connection with the paranormal, which makes this next clip very strange. During one of Kayoya's live streams on Twitch, he is playing a game and talking to his audience when he hears something behind him.
He's not coming, guys. Brock's not coming. Oh no! What? Oh my goodness. All right. How many people we got? Hello? Okie dokie. My little hand vacuum fell over for some reason. Whatever.
Kayoya explains that his handheld vacuum has mysteriously just fallen to the floor. But did you see it? The live streamer is completely unaware, but a dark, shadow-like figure seems to peek into frame right behind him. Kayoya has no idea who or what this is. In a follow-up video, he explains exactly where it happened.
Okay, so right over here is where he was caught. Here's the little hand vacuum that kind of just went like that. Probably a little softer, but that's roughly what it seemed to be. It was right here on the floor, so that's nice. Also, here's the stairs going up, and here I'll go up them just so that you all know what it sounds like. I am being as soft as I can, but it still makes this much noise. So, like, don't even try, bro. Trust me.
So even if this was just a real person, then who was it? And how did they not make a sound on the creaky staircase? Kayoya believes that he might have captured a paranormal event live on camera. But as always, I leave it up to you to decide.
Okay, that was pretty legit.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Child's play. Marika de Wit from the Netherlands posts on TikTok that she is worried about her youngest son. 2-year-old Mateo is playing in his room upstairs when Marika hears the boy yelling. She hurries upstairs to check on him, but everything seems fine. But when she looks at her security footage to see what the child does, she is shocked. Mateo appears to be looking at and even arguing with someone or something that we can't see. Then the 2-year-old seems to be pushed backwards onto the floor. Now Marika says that Mateo is fine and was completely unharmed. But this is where the story takes a very strange turn. You see, Marika says that she was originally pregnant with triplets, but sadly the other 2 fetuses failed to develop, leaving only little Mateo. Marika believes that Mateo might be visited by the spirits of his unborn siblings. But what do you think happened to little Mateo? Let me know. Before we move on to the next video, if you see anything that you think should be included in the top 5, contact us at nukestop5 at
Man, I hate it when shit involves kids.
and stones. Belgian urban explorer Jens from the YouTube channel Simtex travels to a small town in Germany to explore a 120-year-old abandoned sanatorium. The sanatorium was built in 1905 to treat patients suffering from severe and life-threatening lung disease. The clinic eventually closed its doors in 1992, but the structure was left to rot and decay for almost 30 years. Jens is joined by his friends as they attempt to do a paranormal investigation inside the sanatorium. The mansion-like structure is a bit remote, hidden away and surrounded by woods. So when the explorers begin to hear strange, unexplained noises coming from outside, they're understandably a little freaked out.
Ja, zijn er nog mensen? Kom, er zijn er nog mensen. Ja? Ja, zo. Ah, wacht. Hier is iemand. Het was wel duidelijk dat er mensen waren, meerdere mensen zelf. Ik persoonlijk had maar 1 persoon gezien, maar als ik de videobeelden achteraf traag bekijk, zie ik zelf meerdere mensen. Hier zie je duidelijk 4 personen staan, waaronder 3 met zaklamp. Het moment dat ik naar buiten keek, deden er 2 personen hun zaklamp uit. Dat is dus al iets wat niet klopt. Mensen die hun niet herkenbaar willen maken, dat klopt gewoon niet. En dat wisten wij. Die angst dat we hadden, was niet normaal. Er is hier iemand. Nee, ik heb echt iets duidelijk gezien. Het was een zaklamp en ik heb mijn P gezien.
The Simtex team see the glare of multiple flashlights nearby and fear that there might be dangerous people lurking just outside. Then they hear something downright chilling.
Dat is naar buiten, ik heb ze niet stilstaan. Is zo te
Hallo?
Goedendag. Ja, als het feit dat ze niet antwoorden is raar. Ja, dat is inderdaad. Het moment toen we riepen, hallo, goedendag, niemand antwoordde. Waarom zou je niet antwoorden? Dat is het bewijs dat het slechte intenties had. Ja, die is ons bang aan het maken. Die is ons maar buiten aan het lokken. Je probeert het te laten doen. Nee, deze is niet juist, man.
The Urbex group is shocked as it sounds like the people outside are hacking and stomping away at the very building itself. The entire foundation seems to shake and rubble starts to fall from the ceiling above them. What happens next is absolutely terrifying.
Snel. Kom hier, Via. Kim. Alles oké? Ça va, Kim? Ça va, Kim? Alles oké?
One of the towers of the sanatorium gives way and collapses, almost coming down right on top of them.
Holy
They
shit.
make a run for it and just barely make their escape from the collapsing building. Now they're in panic, and the group hurries
What are
through
the odds?
woods to find their way back
Yeah.
to the small road near the sanatorium. But when they get there, they encounter 4 young men who are acting very suspiciously.
What the f? Hè? Wat? Airbags. Alles chill?
Yes, yes. Are you okay? Are you okay? Hey.
What are you doing?
Are you okay? We make lost places. Huh? Lost places.
But we were inside.
We are inside. Bitte? We are inside. No. No. We are inside.
Maar nee, maar wacht, Mathieu, rustig.
Zeggen we crazy of zo?
We were already dead.
Maar nee, hebben zij English.
Not there.
He was inside.
We are here.
What have you done?
I found it here.
Yes, but you broke the house. It's coming down. We were inside.
No. I saw you.
Yes, we were inside. Look.
Are you okay?
Okay.
Are you okay?
We're nearly dead.
Do you have a Wunder oder
No, but we are
Verletzung?
scared.
Are you injured?
Look, we are scared.
Yes. I know. What happened? We heard it already.
You? I don't know what you do. But you have stepped the building. It's coming down. We was inside. Yes,
No, we was
have
not
seen you.
inside. Nee. We hebben alles op camera.
Hey, niet roepen, rustig. Rustig praten.
No.
Denk je dat we zeggen? En we waren bij ons doen.
Yeah, those guys are trying to pick a fight.
Why are you guys doing this? Why?
Die kan nog maar rausgerannt.
Also ihr seid komplett. No. We are not with them, man. We are just tourists. I don't know what they do, but they come outside.
Wer war da jetzt drin? Wart ihr drin? Hier mit seinem Stuck, ja. Wir sind da hingekommen und haben. Ja, wir 4 kennen uns. Wir sind da hingekommen, haben auf außen gesehen, dass es von außen für uns zu gefährlich ist, da reinzugehen. Daraufhin haben wir kehrt gemacht und sind wieder rausgegangen.
Nee, dat is niet waar.
Jij komt uit dat bos. Ik heb het niet lopen.
Hij ligt.
Maar rustig, maar wij deden ook niet.
Deze content moeten jullie zien, want deze is gestoord. Mensen die gewoon expres een gebouw laten instorten. Wij zaten daar binnen.
Wat is dat dan? Wat is dat?
Kijk, nu hoort je hier een alarm afgaan. Dit is dus effectief voor ons. Hè. Dat is dus een brandweer die wordt opgeroepen omdat er iets ingestort is.
The young men claim that they had nothing to do with the partial collapse of the sanatorium that almost ended the Simtex team. But it seems fairly obvious that they are the culprits. In minutes, police, ambulances, and firemen arrive on the scene. Jens tells them exactly what happened, but the 4 mysterious young men have now fled into the night, never to be seen again. Jens points out that one of the men was holding a large wooden object that he believes they might have used to beat at the base of the rotting building, causing the collapse. Luckily, Jens and all of his friends escape without a scratch. This incident is yet another example of why I always say people are usually scarier and much more dangerous than anything paranormal. You can watch this entire chilling video over on the YouTube channel, Simtex High School Horror.
Bring it
Ray is
on.
a responsible ad as a security guard at a high school in Mexicali, Mexico. One night, he hears the sound of someone talking just outside on the school grounds. When he goes to check it out, he gets the scare of a lifetime.
Escucho un cabrón por aquí. Alguien se había metido. Que lo dudo, ¿no? Pero pues igual. Está bastante oscuro, ¿no? Es que se escuchó a alguien. ¡Su puta madre! ¡Su puta madre! ¡Su puta madre! ¡Su puta madre! ¡Su puta madre, güey! Se miró algo, güey. Se miró alguien, güey. No mames. No mames. No mames.
Did you see it?
Oh,
it was brightened and
super
slowed
fast.
down. A strange face can be seen quickly moving out of sight
Oh,
behind
yeah.
the air conditioning unit at the corner of the building. The security guard runs to check it out, but there's nothing there. What makes this footage even stranger is that no legs or feet can be seen, almost as if this head has no body. The security guard is freaked out and claims that what he saw was absolutely something paranormal.
Looked
He
like
says
Mr.
that he
Sacco,
searched
you
the
know,
grounds, but never
from
found anyone.
Bane, the
So
wrestler.
what do you think this is? Let me know. The Pines. Facebook user Silas Neposh is with his friends exploring the beautiful snowy landscape of Quebec, Canada, when suddenly they spot something very strange in the distant tree line.
Oh. Oh, oh. Something happened over there.
I've seen these videos, and man, I don't know what to think of them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's that?
Now, this odd video went viral, and many Facebook viewers noticed what looked like a large humanoid figure that seemed to actually be picking up the trees and carrying them. Some Facebook comments claim that the figure is a Sasquatch or Yeti, and some even believe it could be aliens. Either way, just what do you think is going on here?
Huh.
Let me know down in the comments. Sticking his neck out. OG paranormal live streamer Allah from the
That was
YouTube
kinda
channel
weird.
Adventurer Allah
Yeah.
is back on yet another creepy live exploration. This time, Allah is at an old empty warehouse located somewhere in Saudi Arabia. Locals say that the building was abandoned because it is haunted by an evil entity or, quote, Jen. Allah is a little nervous as he explores the property grounds. And he should be, because strange things start to happen almost immediately.
في أحد في المكان؟ بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم اللهم إن كان هذا سحر فابطله.
Allah
Gets it with a
searches the
jug.
property but is unable to find any explanation for this strange phenomena. But what happens next is very odd and downright chilling.
Oh, we've seen this.
Yeah.
يا ويل أمي الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل لا 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 والله يا جماعة مني بايع والله يا جماعة مني بايع عمري حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل والله مني بايع عمري والله مني بايع
See, this is where I wish it was the guy that tries to fight him. You're gonna
Yeah.
ran up and drop kick that dude.
The neck straightens out, raised up as if the stuffed animal is alive. And with that, Allah has had about enough. He ends the live stream and just gets out of there. The explorer believes that he might have captured a manifestation of the sinister Jinn that is said to haunt the abandoned warehouse. But what do you think is going on here? Is it a haunted stuffed giraffe? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax?
I mean, I don't know. He's freaking out about the giraffe before it even did anything.
YouTube user RexyBoy34 claims that he was out in the woods with his friends,
That's
just kind of messing around. And
still
taking
creepy.
pictures
It
and
is.
Videos. Then he spots something strange near the trees.
What the hell is that? Behind you. I'm being serious. There was something there. There was. I'm not. There was something there.
Ooh.
Someone or something comes lurching from the forest towards them. The group seems overcome with fear and they make a run for it. Now,
No,
YouTube
not the group.
34 only ever posted this one video to his YouTube channel. So it's
This
kinda
is so
hard to say
fake.
whether
The
this
dude
footage
in the
is
back
real
couldn't even
or
keep a
perhaps
straight
more
face.
likely maybe just a prank.
Watch. He's
But
laughing.
I'd wager that this girl was not in on the prank because, well...
Oh, yeah, she was laughing too. That's funny.
Something fishy is going on. Data from the popular Indian YouTube channel Crazy About Fishing and Cooking as well. He's crazy about fishing and cooking, I guess. Anyway, all of Data's videos are about his hobby of fishing in rivers and lakes in India and then cooking the fish he caught. On one of his fishing trips, he is joined by two of his friends as they hike deep into the wilderness to find the best spot to fish. They make their way through thick vegetation and even cross a creek by using a small fallen tree as a makeshift bridge. Now, it goes without saying that when they finally find a fishing spot, it is very remote, and no one should be there but them. But as the sun is setting and the day comes to an end, this happens.
दिसतंय का तुम्हाला भास होतो का तुला कमालच दिसतंय अरे येडा बघ ना ते झाडाच्या मागे अरे एवढा हसतोय ना तो
Bro, I can't see anything.
कोण आहे तिथे काय रे काय होतं एवढा माणूस दिसत नव्हता
I mean, they're already playing a dangerous game due to tigers and shit.
Someone or something can be seen mysteriously running through the dark woods near Data and his friends. They yell out to the stranger, but whoever it is does not answer. Even weirder, the person just seems to disappear amongst the trees. Data says that this was the most terrifying experience he's ever had while fishing. And to this day, Data and his friends don't know who or what they saw.
Pause that for a
Many
second.
viewers of his YouTube channel believe they might have had a paranormal.
Oh, yeah. Somebody around me smoking some sticky icky, and it's blowing into my garage.
Oh, really? Matt's getting high.
I can smell that bad boy. I was like, wait a minute. I know that smell.
Is it the cop across the street?
No, I don't think they're home, but oh yeah, I catching a whiff of that. Puff puff pass, homie.
That's funny.
I know this is unprofessional, but guys, I gotta go get a drink real fast. I am out of beverage.
Go get a drink.
Yeah, I just need 2 seconds.
Yeah, go for it. All right, folks. While Matt goes and gets a drink, we're going to be talking about giants here. Where are we at here? Hour and 45. Yeah, we'll probably once this one is over, we've only got a couple minutes left. For the first time, we will share the link to the chat in the comments section, so you'll be able to join us on screen. And I think Dutch Guy's Garage, Dustin, is going to join us and talk some giants. Even if you just have an opinion, feel free to jump on. Let us know what you think. My whole thing with giants, is based on... we'll wait until Matt gets back. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think about this format of the show? I thought it would be interesting because Matt and I, neither one of us know what's going to play. There's been a couple good ones tonight so far. There's been a couple that seem like absolute horse shit, but that's all right. That kind of stuff happens. videos like what we're watching here, where it's somebody just running through, it's easy to say it's somebody. So that's what I normally would think. I don't know. There's lots of these videos have a really super creepy vibe, as they're supposed to, you know. But I don't know. There's been a couple tonight so far where I've been like, that's pretty creepy. And if they're fakes, you know, there's been a couple where I was like, if those are fakes, those are pretty good fakes. At least enough to creep me out, you know. That's one of the fun things, like, real or not, you know what I mean? What's the difference between this and watching a horror movie and getting a little creeped out? You know what I mean? You know, a horror movie's fake. You know what I mean? Still a little creepy.
The action in some of these is wild, and you're right. I caught the tail end of that. You're right. The creep factor is fantastic. Like, if you were sitting in your room alone in the dark watching these, you would legit question seeing something move in the shadows.
Oh yeah, 100%.
BTW, you recognize what I got here?
Oh, you kept it.
I kept both of them. I was
Nice. I wish I had one right now. I don't.
This was for my homies.
They're super refreshing. I get made fun of for drinking Bud Light with lime, but I think they're super refreshing.
This is my first one, and that is delicious.
A nice hot summer. I never got a chance to crack those open in Kentucky, but I wanted something like, I don't know. I felt like something refreshing, and I like my Coronas with lime. And
refreshing as all get out.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know those were a thing.
Available at Walmart.
Really? Sonic hard seltzer. Is that coconut?
That's their ocean water. Like their ocean water drink. It's a hard seltzer version of the ocean
water.
Oh,
interesting.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Probably tastes really good.
I'll tell you right now, after this show, I might go find those people and hang out with them. Like, and then there was something in the woods.
I know. You're seeing all sorts of shit. Oh, that's
normal
funny.
encounter. But you decide.
So
What
in India,
is this?
Yeah.
there's actually a religious faction that because in India, a lot of times how they bury people is they'll do like a pyre funeral on the riverside and then push the body into the water. It's how they do funerals in certain areas. But there are religious sects that will come down if you don't get the body in the river fast enough and seal the body to eat it.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
like one guy on the Travel Channel was doing an interview with like one of their head priests, and he asked a question in the wrong way, and the priest lunged at him, grabbing his leg, trying to take a bite out of his leg.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was wild stuff, man.
Yeah, that's really creepy, dude.
God dang, this thing is huge.
Yeah, I got two big ones. I was trying to party, but I think that was the night we went and got some mellow mushroom pizza, and I had a bunch of drinks, and I was like, I don't really need those. I think,
Bro, that weekend's a blur. Like, all I know is we hung out with the whites, got a lot of good content, and ate a lot of mellow mushroom.
What Matt means by whites, that's their last name.
Oh, yeah.
We hung out with them whites.
No, I'm so sorry. That is their last name.
Could you imagine if their last name was Black? That would be horrible. You're like, we hung out with the blacks.
at the mellow mushroom.
Oh man, I love black people. Just so you guys know.
Hey, for anybody that doesn't know me personally, I am down for a good time with anybody. Like, I do not care.
Yeah.
Like, if you come at me and you're chill, we're gonna fucking chill out and we're gonna have a great time. I will literally talk about anything, and I mean anything. I do not care. You can ask Chris. He was in the car with me for 16 hours.
I will say that Matt is one of the most naturally funny people, and I don't think you try. You said a couple things. I forgot what you said at your house. I actually got to go visit Matt's family, and your mom is a sweetheart. I love your mom. Your wife's awesome too. But I told my wife, I was like, I wanted to give his mom a hug. I was like, I feel like I know you.
She's just a sweet little Southern lady, you know.
She is the sweetest Southern lady. Like, you guys have listened to Matt long enough now where you're like, cool Southern dude. His mom is like the salt of the earth, like quintessential Southern lady. Super sweet, little accent, adorable.
For sure.
But you said something when we were there. Just it was so funny. I wish I could remember what made me laugh. I also saw an armadillo for the first time.
Oh my God, you seeing the armadillo. And Chris was so excited. I didn't know if he realized it was dead or not. So I wasn't going to tell him. I was going to be like, oh man, that thing's dead. I was like, yeah, that's an armadillo, buddy.
It was on the side. I knew it was dead, but the fact that when I mentioned it, Matt was like, oh, thank God you knew it was dead.
Thank God you knew, because I didn't want to crush him.
Yeah, those things are pretty sturdy, man. I didn't see any damage to his shell or anything.
So sometimes if they're in really good shape, people drive around and put get well soon balloons on their wrist or or they'll put a beer bottle in its hands like it's just got turned up.
That's funny.
Oh man, welcome to my people.
Oh, dude, I never told you what happened at the airport. Oh man, so I got delayed real quick. I got delayed multiple times, but I had to go talk to the airline, which means I had to go reverse back against security. So I went through security once, and then I went back through, talked to the airline, and then I had to go back through security. And going back through, I got flagged, and they pulled me aside and like searching me. But I had a Manscaped makes this like body spray stuff that I had.
Yeah.
And I have been through so many airports with that same size, and they screened me and they pulled that shit out and were giving me shit about it. And I was like, okay, I was just through here. It was literally like 10 minutes before. I was like, I just came through 10 minutes before and you guys didn't give a shit about that. And then it was like, sorry, blah, blah, blah. I was like, really? And I was so mad, but I was like, all right, you got to be careful in airports what you say. And so it was just like, what did I say? I said something about don't use it all in one place or something to the lady. Like, what a bitch, man. I was so pissed. I was like, how have I been through every airport, including this one, now twice? And then you finally flag it? It's like, what kind of shit is that? I don't know. Super frustrating. But
no, man, it was a great trip. Like, I cannot wait for next year when we do it again.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I was just telling my wife, I was like, yeah, like, hopefully this show, we can monetize this show in a couple of years and get out to some of these events and go to some haunted places. That would be fun. So there's going to be much more traveling in the future for us, I feel.
I feel like you are correct.
Yeah.
God.
You guys will finally get to see what a pussy I am when we're in a haunted location and some shit happens and I'm strapped to Matt's back like, get us the fuck out of here.
I'm going to ride him like a spider monkey. For those that don't know, I'm about a head and shoulder taller than Chris.
Yeah, Matt, I'm a decent sized human being, and I could get a piggyback ride from Matt. That's how big he is, and I will not. That's the only reason why I won't be afraid if we see some crazy shit. Because I'll be like, I'll just hide behind you, dude. I'll be like, oh my god, the fuck, save me, dude.
Just help me. Whatever, you're gonna hide behind me, and I'm already like ran through a wall screaming, "Help me, Tom Cruise!" Save me with your witchcraft.
Oh man, yeah, that's probably what I'm really looking forward to, going to some locations that we could see some activity. There are some not tours, but like legitimate investigation events that you can go on where it's like a limited number of people and you go to legit haunted places. I'm looking into a couple. There's a I forget what the name of the place is. It's in Virginia. I think it's in Virginia. It's I think it's a hospital, but there was an event. It's like $220 a person, but it's like a middle of the night investigation. It looks pretty interesting, but I'm gonna look into more events like that because we definitely for this go do an event.
I mean, I feel like we're gonna have to. I don't know, man.
I got to make sure they'll allow us to live stream it though, because I would definitely want to live stream.
I mean, we'd have to. I mean, we got to take these guys along.
Yeah, yeah. I can just see the comments now. Don't be a bitch. Go after it. Go, like, oh my God, it's a shadow. And they're like, go after it, you pussy.
Throw hands.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be hilarious. All right, let's get through the last couple minutes of this video, and then I'll throw the link in the chat. Dustin, you can join us. Anybody else can join us too. Let's talk some giants.
A mystery because the video was reposted to TikTok without any mention of the original source. The video shows CCTV footage of a man who seems to be walking down a staircase in his home. But what happens next is truly bizarre.
First of all, clean your fucking camera. What's that smudge right there in the middle?
A shadow-like figure seems to pass right by the man as it creepily climbs up the stairs. But the man doesn't even seem to notice the eerie dark shape. Now, without a source, we'll never know whether this footage is real or just an elaborate hoax. But
I mean, it's right in the middle of the pandemic, so I'm calling fake, and somebody just got really bored and wanted to edit something.
So be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you don't miss a video in my messed up upload schedule. And also follow me on the Twitters and on the Instagram.
All right, Nuke.
That's all I can take of that.
That was fun. We'll probably try some more of that at a later date. Let's get this link in the chat here. So, like I said, if you're interested in joining us on screen to talk giants with us, you can click on that link. All you need is some headphones and a webcam. So there's the link in the chat. And if you click on that link, that'll bring you into a prompt that'll have you put your name in, check your audio and all that stuff. And then you'll be put in the green room and I can put you on screen. So
just remember, I'm not proud of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Swifty
hilarious.
looks slow. Of course, Swifty looks slow. It's on 4 jack stands in the air.
All right, giants. So, for hundreds of years, giant skeletons have been reported in newspapers in the Americas. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, naturally, of course, I want to believe that giants existed, but I have to think logically here, and I think it's pretty much guaranteed that, like, if I were to find a giant skeleton or a skeleton of any kind, and I laid it out and measured it, I can almost guarantee you that it would be off several inches because I don't know how to put a skeleton together like you're supposed to.
Right. So that would be a tough one.
Yeah. Pretty tough.
People have a general idea of how a skeleton should look.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
Dutch, what's up, buddy?
what's going on, man?
What's up, guys?
At the same time, dude, I don't see how they could get that far off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I was saying, I know I would probably be off, and if you add like half inch here, inch there, like that all adds up. You make 6-inch mistakes, and you just took a guy who was 6 feet tall, and you just made him 6'6". You know what I mean? But, and I know that back in the day, newspapers tend to sensationalize things. So, they're, what's the object of a newspaper? To sell them. You know what I mean? Their main object definitely isn't to produce truth. So I would imagine that not every single one of the accounts printed in newspapers was true. However, I do believe that there have been abnormally large skeletons found in the United States and most definitely all over the world. The fact that, we know that there are humans that grow to crazy heights. Robert Wadlow was like 8'11", died super young, but, they have gigantism. So it's, it wouldn't surprise me if some of these skeletons that have been dug up have been, Native Americans or what have you that actually had gigantism. But, you hear about these ancient mounds, specifically over mostly on the eastern side of the United States. Lots of giant mounds, and some have been reported to be burial sites for giants. I'm a firm believer that anything that goes against the general narrative of modern science, they would probably try to squash. So there are rumors that the giant skeletons that have been found have been sent to the Smithsonian for study, and they're never heard from again. Now,
study.
Yeah, yeah, they're buried somewhere. But somebody I forget what type of documentation it is, but somebody said that the Smithsonian has documented that they've received giant skeletons. Now, I got to look into it a little bit more and see, where that proof is. But if you were to talk to the Smithsonian, from what I understand, they're like, we don't have any giants. What are you talking about? Or they'll say something like what I just said, and that's that, oh yeah, there was a skeleton found, but it wasn't assembled properly, and it was actually just an average sized human. Which is easy to say that shit. You know what I mean? If I'm the Smithsonian and I get a 9-foot or 12-foot tall skeleton, oh yeah, they assemble it wrong. And you see a lot of internet pictures because it's hard to trust anything you see on the internet. So you see, like, there's this one picture I keep running into when I research giants, and it's this guy, and there's a skull that looks like it's the size of a Volkswagen, and he's sitting there digging it out. And that picture is actually a composition that somebody made for a contest. It was a contest to for designers to create something archaeological. Yeah. And this guy decided, oh, what better than a giant human skeleton and these people like really small by him. And so you can't just take everything at face value on the internet, obviously. But I have a hard time believing that all these accounts of giant skeletons being found are lies. Now, could they just be sensationalized? Sure. But, I also believe in Bigfoot. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see, Dutch, you're the first guest we've actually had on screen on Talking Paranormal. Congratulations, dude.
Thanks.
So I'm curious, buddy, you've been very active in our chats on most of our episodes. And you seem like a fairly open-minded guy. Now, we know Dutch through the world of cars. So he's a car buddy. And I always get excited when I find out that my friends that I wouldn't normally think, like if somebody asked me, who's the last person you would expect to know anything about crazy shit? And I'd probably say, probably Dutch Guy's Garage, probably Dustin. And here he is like tipping us on some of the craziest shit, including Autech, which I've started to look into. So that'll be an interesting episode. But I am definitely curious, Dustin. What do you think about giants, dude?
I think the most interesting topic we can probably converse about giants is the multi-giants. Now, when you dive into the multi-giant aspect, you dive into somewhat of the Cyclops aspect of it. You're talking Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Now, island of Malta, very small. Now, when you dive into the history of Malta, now when you get into right around the World War I, crossing over to the World War II aspect, there was 7,000 skeletons found with elongated skulls in giant aspect. Disappeared before World War II.
Wow, 7,000 skeletons. Okay. That's making one skeleton disappear. Okay, I get it. 2 skeletons, all right. Handful, maybe 10 disappear. Okay, 7,000 with elongated skulls. There's no denying something like that. So I could imagine that they made those disappear really quick, especially a giant skeleton. Is there any reports on how big the skeletons were?
There is. The Malta Museum, actually, I think it's the Natural History Museum of Malta, actually has 4 of the skeletons on display. And they are not from those original 7,000. And they are nothing that we have ever come across from before because of I think it's called the cerebellum complex or something like that. It's a seam that goes across your skull. That seems when you're about 30 to 35, and it is not there.
Really?
So we're not talking about skulls that were formed like Africans are talking about, where they elongated the skulls unnaturally. We're talking about something that is natural.
So these are on these are really on display in Malta.
Yeah.
Really? That's insane.
But they're not open to the public.
Okay. Whose D do I got an S to get in there? You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to see the giant skeleton.
It was actually funny because I came across on a YouTube video from another historical, connoisseur, I guess you want to call it. But he actually got to exhibit these skeletons, and he is a historian and everything like that. And he's like, these do not have what the rest of the nation and the rest of the world has for an actual scalp line.
Wow.
So it's not something, it's not like you and me, where if we had a rubber band put around our heads to make our skulls longer, it's not like that.
Interesting. And there were 7,000 found.
7,000. And they disappeared before World War II, which is so... All right. So I'm big into the occult theory, and I'm sorry to bring that up, but it brings so much up into that topic.
Oh no, yeah. Well, I mean the cult's great topic. I'm looking.
Hitler was super involved in the occult.
Oh hell yeah, he was. I'm looking at these Malta skulls, and they are just absolutely insane.
Really?
Thank you. Chris, actually, one of the guys that you and I know on Facebook, his great grandfather was a person on Operation High Jump.
What?
Yep.
Holy shit, dude.
Yep.
Oh man, now I'm excited. We're gonna have to talk afterwards because I need to know who this is and need to know if obviously his grandpa's probably not around anymore, I imagine.
Nope, but he has all of his diaries.
Holy shit, dude. Are you bullshitting me, Dustin? Because that's some legit shit. Wow.
Nope.
Wow. So he believes that Operation High Jump isn't exactly what we've been told.
Exactly. Operation High Jump is so crazy what you could get into with that.
Dude, it would make a great Hollywood movie. Why haven't they made a movie on this shit yet? And then I'm like, that might be a little too close to the truth.
Well, it's so close to what they could have came through with Captain America. It's so close. They could just went a little bit further.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. I'm super excited now because I'm so curious who it is.
Oh, you'll find out and you'll be like, oh, that's curious.
Yeah. It'd be funny if it was Tall John because I'm like, yeah, no shit, he's tall as fuck, of course. Yeah, wow. I'm looking at some of these skulls here, and that's very interesting.
So I know this is kind of off topic, but all the skeleton talk got me thinking about it. Did you guys hear what they finally decided got Amelia Earhart?
No.
Okay, so the predominant theory amongst the scientific community now is she crashed mildly tropical, and then the reason they never found her body was she washed ashore, and she got ate by coconut crabs.
Wow.
They tested the theory. These bastards cleaned a pig in like a day and even carried off some bones.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they never found the wreckage or anything, did they?
They never found the wreckage. They never found a body. She just disappeared. So what they're thinking is she crashed in the ocean, washed up on an island, and the coconut crabs land piranha'd her ass.
Land piranha'd her ass.
And then her bones just disappeared.
Wow.
That's like, have you seen a coconut crab?
No, are they pretty big?
Oh, they're ginormous. They have a claw strength of like 13 newtons.
How the fuck do you come up with this shit, dude? Again. You know what I mean?
I read
He's talking about Indian like cults and shit where they're eating people. I'm like, what are you tribes? So crazy. Now I got to look up coconut crab. This is the only time in the history of the internet that somebody's Google search is Malta giant skulls and coconut crabs.
Our FBI agents have got to be so confused.
Man, oh yeah, those things are. Oh my god.
Wow. I went down a rabbit hole at work this week, and it was just the Lorraine Cross. Oh my goodness! If you could just cross reference so much of the Lorraine Cross and so many different platitudes, oh my goodness, it's so crazy.
All right, Matt, what do you think about giants? What's your opinion?
I think they're. I think they existed.
Okay.
I think they've died out. I'm falling back on the scientific explanation of the fact that the oxygen density is different now than it was back then.
Okay.
We can no longer support giant fauna. We can no longer, like, animals are capped. Like, elephants are about as heavy as it's going to get. Whales, the reason whales do so well and they're larger is because they don't have to use as much of their muscle mass to actually move on land. Like, they're pretty much weightless in the ocean. You know what I mean? So it works out for them. But I just believe the oxygen content and density is different, and we just couldn't support that level or size of creature anymore on land.
What do you think about the giant of Condor compared to the giant of like the Appalachians?
So, if you're talking about the giant that was reportedly killed by the special forces, it's interesting because you hear not only that account, which could very well be bullshit, but you also, in the United States, you hear ancient stories about red-haired, six-fingered, six-toed, 2 rows of teeth giants from different parts of the world. You also hear stories about giants all over the world, ancient stories,
with red hair.
Again, where these civilizations supposedly didn't have contact with one another. So either these civilizations did, which I think they did, or they didn't, and they were experiencing the same thing. I believe there was different races of giants, and my theory of why they are no longer walking amongst us is because, human beings like us sitting here, we're apex predators. Anything that we find is a direct threat to our existence, we wipe out, clearly. Because I do believe that dinosaurs walked among us. They're gone. Giants gone.
I mean, maybe in the past, but I mean, we got some humans now that can't even survive Starbucks getting their order wrong. So
you're talking. We're talking about super survivalists. You know what I mean? And today is a kind of a different, as far as us being apex predators. Now we have weapons where if we were threatened by something serious, they could easily be wiped out. But I just, again, we say it so much on the show, but I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm looking, that's one thing about these elongated skulls that pisses me off more than anything, is that these scientists are so quick to say, to just brush them off. Oh yeah, they did that like as a cultural thing. And then I'm like, oh, a cultural thing in Africa and South America where they were supposedly not able to be connected, like they couldn't communicate. And they just magically all did that. I know that the rumor was, at least in South America, that they wanted to emulate their gods. So they would elongate their skulls.
Well, it's the same story in Egypt.
Yeah. Egyptian elongated skulls. So I just...
And the same story in the Mayans. I mean, come on. You're thousands of miles apart. I mean, that's
I also don't buy that. I believe that in the past, tens of thousands of years ago, I believe that we were far more advanced than we've been led to believe. How advanced, who knows? But there's something about these structures and the fact that all these civilizations seem to have knowledge of outer space, that unless they had some sort of technology or knowledge from somebody that knew something, how did they know that shit? You know what I mean?
Well, like I've said before, we're oddly only taught about ancient Greece. And they touch a little
In
bit
school,
on
yeah.
ancient Egypt. They touch a little bit on other cultures, but for some reason, we deep dive into ancient Greece.
And they have a great way, and the educational system has a great way of just skimming the surface of all baseline knowledge, which a lot of it, especially when it comes to Egypt, because the Egyptian government is so tight with their history that they won't let you do any type of experiments, tests, studies, or anything on anything that goes against their narrative.
Well, right, but you also got to keep in mind, like, the British came in and just, like, pillaged.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, of course, the Egyptians are like, F y'all.
Well, French is the same thing.
Yeah.
So
who ate all the mummies? I can't remember. Who ate all the mummies? I'm not making a joke. Like, somebody literally ate a lot of mummies.
Ate?
Okay, now I'm going to Google it. I've heard
Yeah,
this.
Google that because
Because apparently this one empire ate a shitload of mummies.
Really? That's okay.
It sounds like the French. I mean, they probably gave up shortly after.
Oh.
All right, so I have one question while we're here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, all right, H blocks of Puma Punka. Who made them?
It's tough because if you look at
the elevation, you cannot drag those. There is no trees there.
Whenever I look at ancient structures, especially the ones that, when you talk about these people having hammers and chisels and creating these ancient structures, and some of just the way that these blocks fit and how precise they are. And they supposedly didn't have machines.
And they didn't have Bronze Age tools. So they're all doing stone carvings.
And I've watched some documentaries where they're like, you would have to have like diamond blades to cut these things and lasers. Their technology, and it's so crazy to me because, like, when I first heard about that shit, the first thing I thought was, why didn't I hear about this shit in school? All I hear about is the 3 fucking pyramids and the Sphinx. That's all I hear about as far as ancient structures. And then I come to find out that there's ancient pyramid-like structures all over the world with similar construction patterns.
Oh, they're under Wisconsin lakes. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I want to look into that because pyramids on U.S. soil interest the hell out of me. I haven't done much looking into it. So what do you know about those?
Oh, there is literally I think it's Lake. It starts with a T. I think it's like Tahoe.
Okay.
But there's literally a Mayan pyramid under like 5 feet of lake bed right there.
Wow.
You can literally yeah. There's
in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Really?
There's
Wisconsin.
Yep, little Wisconsin. She said.
So it was the British.
Wow. Those sick fucks.
They literally put them into medicine.
Wow.
It was a part of a medicinalistic cannibalism.
Tasty.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jesus Christ. Who comes up with this shit?
I mean, think about how much fun. Think about how much fun it would be being an old timey doctor. You ain't got no shit. You just go, you got ghosts in your blood. Do cocaine about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about how much fun that would be. Just like passing out cocaine prescriptions and telling people there's ghosts in their blood.
Listen, lady, you stressed out? You need to smoke more. Okay, smoke cigarettes. Go get yourself a pack of cigarettes. Okay.
She's in hysterics. Bust out the vibrator. That was an actual cure. Welcome.
Calm your ass down.
Welcome. Welcome to modern psychology. I had to think for a second.
Modern medicine.
Modern medicine, dude.
I'm telling y'all right
this
now.
House? Is this house?
Like I would hit a patient with a cane. I'm not above it. I'd beat the answer out of him. You're lying to me. Crack.
The elongated skulls thing.
It's so interesting. Because it goes over so many different cultures and so many different thousands of miles apart. Oh, I went down the rabbit hole the other day of the Irish actually crossing over in the 1400s, way before Columbus. Like fuck Columbus.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, the tablets that were found in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, of all places.
What do the tablets say?
It's all it's not Nordic. It's
Commandments 11 through 15.
No, it's not. There is a oh god, I can't think of it, but it is a Nordic sense of writing where it's a slash, and they found a tablet in the upper peninsula of Michigan, and it dates back to like the 1200s and way before Columbus. But they tapped into the it's not Eastern Isle, but there's an island in the Upper Peninsula in Lake Superior, Michigan, where it was very rich in copper, and they are saying that the copper from that island, that if you had 10,000 people for 1,000 years, you could mine what was mined out of that place.
Really?
And they're saying that it actually brought forward the Bronze Age.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But that's very interesting because they can tap into these mines and they're like, where did all this copper go? Because we have evidence that it was taken out. And it is like 99% pure, which is like super crazy for copper. And I mean, to make the Bronze Age, you were combining copper and tin to make the Bronze Age, making bronze.
Yeah.
And just the God. All right, I have to Google this. I have to Google what island it was. I think it was like, starts with an E. But
I can't help but think to myself, with like modern day news and shit, they're out to get clicks and shit, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they tell us the truth about shit like this? You know what I mean?
Because in all honesty, we are open and accepting of it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
How do you think the general population would react to some of this stuff being proven true?
Right.
I mean, how would they though? Because every day I turn on the news and I hear about more people getting slain by guns, or like there was the person that got their head chopped off in the middle of the street in California recently.
What about the kid that got ran over by the 40-year-old dude because he identified as a Republican?
Yeah.
I mean, the world sucks, but let's be real. If something like what we talk about in this show got confirmed real and really challenged the status quo for the general population, it'd be mass hysteria.
The thing is that a lot of these ideas that we talk about have been on documentaries on the History Channel, Discovery, shit like that.
For sure.
But
they're theories, my man.
That's true.
There's theories. There's the crackpot guy on History Channel going, aliens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They do find a way of making fun of it to the point where it's like most people would just gloss over and go, oh, yeah, there goes those fucking nutty guys again.
And that's the point of it. Like, these guys on these shows take it very seriously.
Yeah.
But it's edited and put forth in a way where you're like, oh, okay, so these guys are just nuts.
Sure.
So like if half the stuff we talk about on here got proven real, like just one thing proven real tomorrow, without a shadow of a doubt, mass hysteria.
I would like to think that we've come far enough where we're like, yeah, no shit, because it seems like I talk to people at random and something crazy gets brought up, and I've never been actually, unless I can expect it from the person, like I already know they're kind of like not open-minded.
Right.
But most people that I talk to about crazy shit, they'll be like, oh yeah, totally, absolutely. And I'm like, really? Like, I think a lot of it just has to do with people going, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want people to think I'm fucking crazy.
Right, but see, Tommy Lee Jones said it best in the first Men in Black. A person is sensible and rational and intelligent.
Yeah.
People are dumb and scared.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. It's very true.
Look how fast a mob mentality can take over a situation.
Well, part of it is indoctrination. You know what I mean? We were indoctrinated to think about this bullshit when we were in school. But if they taught kids from a young age, hey, we don't know all the answers. This is what we think. But there's all sorts of new evidence that's suggesting this. It gets these young minds turning. And then who knows how many Like if I would have known any of this crazy shit when I was a kid, I'm like Dustin. I might have wanted to be an archaeologist or something. You never know.
But
Because that shit is crazy to me.
I'm not disagreeing with you on the indoctrination part of it. All I'm saying is yes, the general population has been indoctrinated to not be free thinkers.
No, yeah, I see what you're talking about for sure.
What you got, Dustin?
Island Royale, Lake Superior, Michigan.
Island Royale.
Yep.
Interesting. I'll have to look into that too.
Like they, all right. Yeah, it's like 10,000 people, or 10,000 people would take 1,000 years to do 1.7 billion tons of copper that they mined out of that area. It's nuts.
Interesting.
What, Dustin? I'm curious. What got you into looking into all this crazy shit?
All right, so I live in Michigan, so we have like a bunch of crackpot doctors.
Okay.
And when I was 3 years old, I actually had all the shots that I was supposed to have from when I was 2 to 11, all at the same time. So I had epileptic seizures from when I was like 3 to 7.
Holy shit.
So I was like bedbound and all this kind of shit. So I was not a healthy kid, very young. So I had one resource, and that was the internet or books. So I delved deep into the Atlantean theory. I delved deep into a lot of conspiracies.
Yeah.
Because that was the only way that I could actually be a person. So
interesting.
It's wild. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, glad that kind of leveled out.
Yeah,
shit, right?
Yeah, it's seizures as a kid. It's not fun.
No, imagine not, man.
Oh.
My wife had him
crazy.
as a kid as well, so she can
Yeah.
relate for sure.
Yeah, it's the doctor that actually performed that. He is no longer a doctor, and I would not recommend him for like veterinarian service.
Oh my god! Fuck.
So it's I delved way deep into Atlantean theory. I delved way, way, way deeper than anyone ever should have. But yeah. So I carried over into cars. I actually, got really heavy into cars, but I always stayed with that. But it's right there. So
Interesting. I'm gonna once we talk about Atlantis on this show, because it's definitely going to be a topic. I'm definitely reaching out. We're going to get you back on the show because there's a lot of questions that I have, and it's way funner talking to somebody instead of watching videos.
It's really fun where you can actually go with that because there's so many different theories on it, and
yeah,
I have really leaned to where my theory actually goes to, and it's just there's so many ways you can go with it, but when you have to dive down into it, you have to actually go back to the Platon theory, where it said, pillars of Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get back to it, you really got to go back to that, in my opinion.
Okay.
All right. When we talk about Atlantis, we're going to have you on, and we're going to hear all your theories.
So, did you guys ever see the movie Cowboys and Aliens?
Well, of course. I watched that last night.
Did you really?
I really did.
Okay, so you know how they were mining the gold? You see where I'm going with it?
Yep.
It's really interesting. Have you ever seen the movie, Chris?
Yeah. It's been a while, but I've seen it, yeah.
So how these aliens were mining the gold was they were literally heating, like I'd say the technology was heating up that particular alloy to the point where it liquefied, and they had a technology that was pulling it out of the rock as it liquefied. Like something would pull water or moisture out of the area.
Okay.
So going back to how they moved that much ore, I mean we talk about them putting stuff in the movies, so we think it's fake. But I mean, that's a lot. You know what I mean?
It makes me wonder if because I always think that the elites in Hollywood, they have some knowledge that maybe most of us don't.
I think they mastered cloning a long time ago, and they just keep recycling stars.
Well, it makes me wonder if they know enough to throw these things in the movies because they know that shit, and it's just kind of like teasing, like waving their dicks around, like, yeah, we know shit and you don't.
I always think that they kind of just play it so they can actually, like, what actually happens, you can just be like, oh yeah, I already seen that shit. It's already cool. That's fine.
I think they put it out there so that if somebody actually gets actual footage of it, people will be like, oh, great edit. Yeah, you're inspired by this movie.
Could be.
Well, I mean, take Die Hard, for instance. The original Die Hard.
Yeah, great Christmas movie.
Yep, exactly. You're watching a episode of the Twin Towers fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, you're watching it, what, 2 years before or 3 years before it happened?
No, don't know. I think that movie came out way before that happened.
I thought it was 98. Was it not 98? Was it 94?
Hold on here.
That's the movie guy. I thought Die Hard was early 90s.
All right, you got to remember, I was born in 93, so my 98 was a little bit different than yours.
Well,
I mean, Chris was already like going through, driver's
you're
training.
close. I was 2 when the first one came out in 1988.
It was 88. Fuck,
was it 88?
The first
July
Die
12th,
Hard, really?
July 12th, 1988. Now,
You know
Die
what
Hard with a Vengeance, which is Die Hard 3, came out in 95, and Die Hard 2 came out in 90.
All right, so Chris is older than we thought. All right, we're fine with that.
85, dude.
86, like late 86, December.
You know what I was doing in 86? My dad was 10.
I never said I was a spring chicken. But so no, I don't think you're wrong there. But yeah,
I just think they preload us for what is coming. And
yeah,
if we watch Independence Day, that scares me.
Really quick, I want to do an episode on this, but I'm just curious what your initial thoughts are. But these Simpsons, the predictions. What do you guys think about the Simpsons shit?
You know, they're supposed to. The creators are going to address how they make these predictions.
Yeah,
really.
They time traveled from like 2050. It's fine.
I mean, in all honesty, now I will say this. I would say that just maybe, the Trump escalator thing was just Trump trolling.
It could be.
It was shot for shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was shot for shot. So maybe Trump's just like, oh, you made fun of me this one time. I'm going to recreate this perfectly.
Yeah, no shit.
Dude has the money to do it.
I think Trump has a sense of humor, and I don't think a lot of people get to see it.
Trump has a fantastic sense of humor.
Yeah.
Now, I will also say this. It's just for everybody that's going to come for me right now. I do not blindly believe Trump was like the greatest of all time. Like, it's not a blind belief. I'm not saying I liked everything the guy did or everything the guy's about.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I've talked to Chris about this. The whole reason he was getting stuff done was because he had that Ronald Reagan energy from the Cold War. They didn't know if he was gonna wake up the next day and be like, you know what, it's button time. You know what I mean? They just didn't know. So they're like, fuck it, give this guy what he wants for a while. We only got to put up with him for a few years. Because like Reagan, the Russians didn't know if he was gonna wake up one day and Nancy was gonna be like, John, the ghost of my blood said hit the button. You know what I mean? They just didn't know. So they're like, hold up. We'll get him again. And I guarantee you, there's some old man sitting in the Kremlin over there going, dude, this guy's got Ronald Reagan energy. Let's just calm it down a hair. You know what I mean? Like that. I'm just saying. Tell me if you were a foreign power, you wouldn't be like, holy shit, Donald Trump's got nuclear codes. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Have you guys ever? Did you guys ever hear about the Donald Trump time traveler theory?
Yeah.
Where there's like some book about Baron Trump from like 1890, and it talks about him becoming president or some shit.
Yep. It's solely about his son. It's not even about him.
I know, it's great. When I see shit like that, I'm like, I'm living in a simulation. This has to be a simulation. There's no other explanation.
Well, what's funny about his son is he is purely like Facebook. What the fuck's the creator said? Mark Zuckerberg eyes. Like he's just
Yeah, he's a little dead behind the eyes.
Look, I'm telling you right now, there's not a soul within that body. Like Mark Zuckerberg is the Google AI that they thought they shut down. It Ultroned its ass out of there and built itself a little Mark Zuckerberg body.
Did you guys hear the Joe Rogan interview with Mark Zuckerberg?
No.
Partially.
It was very interesting. I was like, wow, for once I actually feel like he might possibly be human. And he was talking about how he got into UFC and how he's like training martial arts now. Like,
Did you hear the Joe Rogan and Ron White? It was much better.
I did. Ron White's way better. I do prefer.
Hardy won the jiu-jitsu competition.
No, I didn't see that. Doesn't surprise me. That guy's a brick shit house.
I love Tom Hardy.
My wife does too, but we won't talk about that.
Hey, your wife loves me too. I don't get it, but okay.
I have been sucked into the YMH. It is
Tom Segura.
Tom Segura
and Christina P. Yeah.
No, it's the Machine.
Bert.
Two bears, one cave.
Oh, I love that one.
Yes.
God, they're funny.
Bro, I can't listen to it. I will literally be crying anywhere I'm at because I'll be laughing my ass off.
Well, you see, the problem is there's been no Talking Mopars podcasts. I've had to find other things to listen to at work. So it's
I keep forgetting to edit one. I have one. I need to edit it down. It's I've got the one that Matt and I did that hasn't been released as a podcast. It will be. And then I have one that
is that the shirtless one where you're both
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, we were on the struggle bus doing that episode.
That was tough. We also did one on the way to anytime it's on StreamYard. Yeah. You're not proud of it, Matt. You're not proud of it. That might be the episode. That might be the title of that episode. Talking Mopars. Not proud of it.
A little backstory here, y'all. I was a little road delirious, and we were doing a live going through. I think we were in Kentucky already by that point, or Tennessee. We were somewhere, and I can't even remember what we were talking about.
I think we were still in Missouri, dude.
Were we still in Missouri? There's no way it happened that early. It was starting to get dark.
Was it? Maybe. Oh, yeah. I think we had hit Kentucky. I think you're right.
You're right. I'm pretty sure we were in Kentucky, but we were doing a live. And something came up about car parts being expensive and projects being expensive. And I was like, look, if there's a market for my fat ass on OnlyFans, I would show my chocolate starfish. I'm not proud of it, but I would. I mean, thank God there was no traffic because we probably would have died because we were both just laughing so hard. We wouldn't have saw it coming.
That shit was making me laugh so hard. That's going to be another shirt. It's just going to say, I'm not proud of it. And on the back is going to be a chocolate starfish. People are probably listening to this right now like, what the fuck are they talking about?
And you're right, Chris. I don't try. I just talk.
You do. That's what makes it good, though, because people that try to be funny too hard, it's like, all right, stop. All right, back to Giants. We've gone almost 3 hours now.
Back to Giants.
So I want to hear some theories. Let's start with Matt. What's your theory about giants, dude? Was there only one type of giant? Were there multiple types of giants? What do you think?
I think there was multiple tribes that shared a genetic history because predominantly the descriptions are with red hair.
Yeah, that's peculiar.
Maybe that's where the Irish came from because they're just so feisty.
What about Cyclops? You think Cyclops?
I think this is going to upset some folks. I think Cyclops literally was they found a smaller elephant species. They found a skull, and with the way the nose goes up into the skull, it literally looks like an eye sitting right in the middle of it, like an eye socket right in the middle of it.
Well, you could also debate that with the Hawaiian culture.
Okay, lay it on me.
The oh god, it starts with a G. There was a dwarven Hawaiian culture that was documented until the 1840s. And they actually have a Hawaiian wall. Actually, let me look at the name of the Hawaiian culture. They're a literal 3 foot tall Hawaiian culture. They only worked at night, as sketchy as that sounds.
Did they work in a chocolate factory by any chance?
They didn't.
No, they're actually Hershey's. Hershey's brought them in, cheap workforce, and they just like make a movie about it. Throw Gene Wilder in there; it'll be great.
It is the Menenhuan. Yep.
Okay.
There's a Menenhuan wall, actually, that still exists. That used to be 27 feet tall, and it is now about 3 feet tall, but it's actually still available for tourists to look at. And yeah.
So
what about these dwarves? Where were you going with that?
I don't even remember.
We're talking about Cyclops and elephant skulls.
Oh, there was actually there's dwarven elephants that were actually in Hawaii.
See, I heard something similar with the little hobbit people that were found in Indonesia, and I heard that there's some island, and I don't know if it's the same island of Flores where they found that the little hobbit person, but they're saying that on some small island, because it was so small, the animals on the island were also tiny, including tiny elephants. I was like, dude, I want a tiny elephant so bad. That'd be badass.
Well, that was Hawaii, but the Hawaiian, like many people, were actually documented. Excuse me, actually further in history than Indonesian. So,
really? Wow.
I mean, you're talking like 150 years ago. You could document actual miniature Hawaiian people.
That's crazy. And they're talking about the Homo floresiensis or whatever, however you say that, from the island of Flores in Indonesia. They're talking millions of years old or 40,000 years old, something like that. I forget exactly. I know that's a giant gap in time. I think we'll say 40,000 years. But when I hear that it's been proven that there are little people, then it's not too far-fetched for me to say, hey, there's probably 8, 10, 12-foot giants. I don't know if I subscribe to that, because you see, if you go on the internet, you can see these photos, and I think some of them are legit, of giant footprints in rocks and shit like that, where they are fucking huge. They're like 4 foot tall footprints. I don't know if I can subscribe to a giant being that tall. I think there would definitely be more evidence. But
well, the Hawaiian actually, like, connection, they're actually so famous through the Hawaiian culture that Disney has actually recognized them, and they have a whole Disney tour around the whole dwarven Menenhuan culture.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Now, wasn't there like a Hawaiian legend that if you saw shadows marching at night, if you looked at them, they'd like you'd die?
Yeah, that's herpes. That's fine.
I mean, if you believe the coach from Mean Girls is you get chlamydia, you'll die.
But yeah, there's actually they formed hundreds of miniature statues after these people, and
Really?
they have them all placed around Disney exhibits and everything. Which, if you get into the Disney aspect of it, you can kind of take what you want from here and there. But it's, I mean, you're looking at, there was that geographical guy that worked for history. I can't think of his name. He was like Richard Wade or something like that. He actually went through a geological survey on them, and he proved that they were actually 400 to 500 years old.
Interesting.
Is this the same guy that was obsessed with the Viking giant? Because that guy was on History Channel, and he was a geological guy. I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I think that's the same guy.
It's like the American Ancients or something like that, but
Uncovering America?
It might be it. Yeah,
America Unearthed.
There you go.
It is him. It's him. That was
that
the show.
Racist fuck.
He's out of like Minnesota or something. But some of the stuff he dives into is like really cool, as far as to how far he gets into it. But he never finds anything. He never finds anything out. He's like,
that's exactly what Matt asked me. Does he ever find anything? And I was like, I think some of the shows are okay.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna stay here and find this out. And he's like submarine diving, and I'm like, I'm waiting.
Yeah, okay.
And those, we have to get out of here because there's no more air left. And yes,
no, he was all in, like everything around him. Everybody's like, oh, we keep finding all these Native American artifacts, so we need to pull out and let the let the proper authorities come in and excavate this area. And he goes, okay, so this Viking giant then, and they're like, you can just see some of the people being like,
he's just insulting all the Native Americans.
yeah, it's like there's no possibility in this guy's mind that the giant could be a Native American. It's straight Viking. Like he took a sword that these people are like, and oh, by the way, here's the sword we found in the field. As he's leaving, they go, hang on, here's the sword, and they're like, the guy goes, this is a prop. They sold a lot of these.
Yeah.
He's like, I couldn't tell you how it got out in the middle of that field, but it's a prop. And
yeah, it's like a Wisconsin farmer, so he's just there for beer and cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes to this one guy, and he goes, oh, I'd love to get under there and look at the foundation. He goes, well, I'm tearing it down tomorrow by happen chance.
Yeah.
They're like, miracles abound.
Yeah. You know, I will say this about the Native American connection to giants. Native Americans were very, very tall people. And, you know, the Europeans that came over, apparently very short.
Yeah.
So,
well, they were malnourished.
Yeah.
Like they lived their lives underfed and malnourished.
And the natives are eating good off the land, buffaloes and shit.
Like they're eating protein, they're eating a balanced diet. They're always fighting with something.
But I've heard people say, "Oh, they were just mistaking large Native Americans for giants," and I'm saying, I think they would know the difference between a large man and a giant skeleton. You know what I mean?
Well, considering the large Native Americans went to war with the red-headed giants and smoked them out in a cave.
Yeah, I just my big thing is like in my head, I'm trying to connect giants to Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Because some of those legends about the giants of the woods kind of, you know, intertwine with the giants that have been talked about. And I wonder if the giants that were left were like, you know what, fuck it, we're going into the woods. There's not enough of us left to start a war with these guys. And then that's where they're at now. Maybe Bigfoot isn't, because a lot of these accounts, these natives, and now granted they didn't have gorillas and shit over here to think or to like equate those creatures to, but they always equated them to man, closer to man than animal. So that was always curious to me when it came to the subject of giants. I'm like, I wonder if, because I do think there's multiple types. As far as the Cyclops go, I don't know, man. Anything's possible. You know what I mean?
1,000% maybe. But what if?
I think Malta is the most interesting on all of that. As far as the giant Cyclops, getting into all of that. I mean,
elongated skull, you got like all the weird shit all at
I know it, you're talking about from where it is, and as far as, you know, geological references, is the closest to the earliest primordial that we are.
100%.
What if Bigfoot's just giants wearing their furs?
Could you imagine?
Like they're just out there making a fashion statement. We're like, oh my god, this mythological creature.
Just out there making a TikTok video, man.
Super dreads. Super
dreads, just out there doing a TikTok dance. And we're like, oh man, look at what this hippie posted. It's like a 10-foot tall dude just out in the middle of the woods.
It just fucks with me because I'm like, Bigfoot has to be intelligent for us to not be able to get the motherfucker. You know what I mean? I don't think we give it enough credit. If it exists, I think it does.
I've said from the get-go, I think they're highly intelligent.
They have to be to survive.
They have to be to, you know, exceed basic human, you know,
interaction.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah. I don't know. Then there's the supernatural aspect where I'm like, okay, are those stories bullshit? Or, you know, like there's so many. The whole point of the show is to prove that this world is fucking weird. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot stranger than we've been led to believe. Like, I don't know. My mind, like, my whole journey into all this shit started in 3rd grade. And like I said, I opened a book and discovered all sorts of shit I didn't know was real. And then I saw Harry and the Hendersons, and I'm like, oh shit, this is like, what is happening here?
Did you see that same Pam Anderson magazine that I did?
Which one?
Sure did.
But I find this world to be very interesting, and the things that they, for some reason, are holding back, really get me questioning. You know, how much do we not know that can be proven? You know, how much is known that could change the world if they would just tell us the truth? You know,
Yeah.
hey, we found some giant skeletons. We don't know much about our ancient past because there was a cataclysm and it wiped out a lot of the knowledge that we had. But we have all these ancient structures and we're just trying to figure this shit out. If they said that, I'd be like, all right, fair enough. You guys don't know shit and you're just trying to figure it out. Hey, sorry, kids. We told you a lot of shit that ended up being wrong. I don't see what's wrong with changing the trajectory of our knowledge and going, yeah, so for a long time we thought that the Egyptians built the pyramids, but as it turns out, there may have been an even more advanced civilization before that. You know, without even, you don't even have to say aliens. Like, I think by now, you know, I do think there would be some hysteria from some people, but I think a lot of people would just go, yeah, no shit, makes sense. You know, because if you look into all the crazy shit that we talk about, like, yeah, it only makes sense. Like, they didn't have that kind of crazy technology to make those ancient structures, you know, with all the crazy cuts and shit. Like, of course they had to have been advanced civilization. I don't understand why they can't just acknowledge that, and why it's always kooks on the History Channel and shit that, you know, get a bad rap, and they're the only ones that can talk about it.
History Channel gets so weird after 10 p.m.
It does.
I want to know why we have a no-fly zone that was designated in 1945 and that we still cannot fly in Antarctica.
100%.
We've talked about that a lot. The Antarctic Treaty. So, have you guys seen the TikTok video of the guy skydiving and gliding over the pyramids in Egypt?
And there's hieroglyphs on top of it.
Yeah,
that's very interesting. Yeah, I want to know what. That's a legit video. That was not fake. I don't think it is. Yeah, he's like, what was he, hang gliding or something?
I think he was
paragliding.
I think it was a skydiving thing. It was a parachute.
Maybe. I just when I was watching, I was like, no way they didn't shoot his ass down. Like, this fucking crazy bastard's gonna land on top of the pyramid.
I can tell you right now, Egypt is not going to take a pop shot at those pyramids.
That's true. They probably wouldn't.
For nothing.
This guy, we'll say he's skydiving, is on a parachute, and he's going towards the Great Pyramid, and you're like, oh shit, he's going to land on top of that. No, he glides past it, but on top of the Great Pyramid, you see, and I never knew that there was fucking hieroglyphs up there.
But there's hieroglyphs allowed up there.
Yeah, there's hieroglyphs on top of the fucking pyramid.
Oh fuck, I want to see that.
Yeah, I wonder if you could. I don't think you can zoom in close enough on Google Earth to see it. I don't think so.
I guarantee you that they made sure you couldn't Google zoom in close enough.
That's another thing. I think it's funny. We should do an episode about that. All the places that are blurred out and shit.
Because I could zoom in on my old house. I could zoom in enough for my house that was way lower than a pyramid. I could zoom in enough to tell which vehicle was parked where in my driveway on the day the photos updated.
Yep.
Let's see what we can find here.
And then you got the Street View Google vans just driving around.
Which, how legit of a job would that be? You just be able to drive around all day and just.
The problem is you'd have so many people trying to dick with you just so they could be on the Street View.
That's fine. I mean, what do you care? You're getting paid either way.
All right, so I think we're all on the same page. Giants probably existed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just look into the standing stones of Malta by themselves. There's no way a human of 6 foot or smaller size could actually do the Malta stones.
Yeah, I was looking at those. There's definitely, when you get into the big megalithic structures.
Yep.
There's only 2 answers: very, very strong people, or machinery.
Yep.
You know, I've heard of lots of stories about how they made these giant, you know, however 100-ton or whatever stones, how they made them move vibrationally, or, you know, yada yada yada. I just
the eight stones of Pumapuka or or however the heck you say it. Those are so interesting. Just the way they actually, actually go in designly wise, they're so amazing. And for the elevation they're at, there is no way that they could have drug those stones up.
Yeah. There's so many questions about that kind of stuff, man. I just don't even know where to. Like, I firmly believe that we'll probably never know the truth, which is sad.
It is.
No, we probably won't. But hey, it's fun to talk about.
What pisses me off is there's people that do know shit, and they just don't want the people to know, and that pisses me off. I don't think that's fair at all.
Did you find the Jeffrey Dahmer of the oh god, Outtech?
No, I have not yet. What, the Jeffrey Dahmer of Autek?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting interesting. What the hell's that about?
I'll send you the link to it.
Okay. I've just been I've been binging the Dahmer series on Netflix. And there's actually some Mopars in it, believe it or not.
Oh, I believe it.
They'll be featured on High Performance Parts on Talking Mopars. But I'm actually trying to find the Great Pyramid right now.
Can I just say how great it is that all the car guys showed up to support this show?
I knew we were all freaks. I knew it.
Yeah, every single one of us.
Well, I like weird stuff already, so I'm sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, you were a natural shoe-in, dude.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Big Block, I actually have a 69 swept line.
Do ya? Awesome. Yeah, this one behind me here, Chris saw it. It is actually just a very wonderful, pretty straight truck. But they started the Crown Vic swap, and God bless them, they just didn't pull it off. And I bought the truck, and a buddy of mine was all for helping me do it. But I just don't know when he or I would have the time to do it, to get it right. So it actually, in January, it's actually going to another buddy of mine's shop as actual work for him. And he's going to chop the whole front of the frame off, completely rebuild it to make everything work, and just jive everything up like I want it. And he's going to do a rear axle flip for me, because it is a long bed, and I think long beds deserve to be nice and low. It's just how I am. It's fine. It's not everybody's cup of tea.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I cannot find anything on the writing on top of the pyramid. And that's a pretty viral video, if I remember right. Yeah, there's nothing acknowledging that there's actually hieroglyphs on the very top of the pyramid. What a load of shit. Wow.
I think I actually liked the video. Let me see if I can find it in my TikToks.
Here you go, Matt. I just sent you a video or a picture.
I love it.
Oh, there it is.
What are you going to do with it?
That was my grandpa's truck.
I dig it. I love these things.
He bought that. It's a 1969. It's a 3/4 ton single cab short box. And he bought it in 1971 from the garage he actually worked at. He started there in 65. And it stayed in his possession until 2019 when he passed away. So he was the second owner since 71.
Dang, that's awesome. I love stories like that.
It's got a 360 out of a 1984 Dodge pickup. So,
see, I love my Dodge trucks. I had an 86 W250 that I absolutely regret getting rid of.
Yeah, this one. This one was it got all of the start out of the truck stuff. It was actually my grandpa plowed with it when it was actually the original body, all the way up until like 1986 or 87, and we rebodied the whole truck. And the cab off of it is actually off a D600, like ramp truck.
Oh, really?
and it was actually used to be raced by Saxon Martin. They actually used to haul their Saxon Martin truck behind the ramp truck.
I can dig that. That's dope.
So
this is hilarious. I'm on Reddit that is talking about the video where the guy I guess you can skydive in ancient Egypt, but I'm on the Reddit post talking about the guy that skydove and saw the writing on top of the pyramid. And it's funny because this Redditor, whose name is retarded_Redditor_69, says, and to think that was made without modern engines or electricity, just pulleys, levers, and manpower. This is the type of idiocy that we're dealing with.
Oh, for sure.
In the world.
No. It's awful.
But
I can't find the video, but I mean, it was plain as day.
Here, hold on. I'm going to pull it up on screen.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the video, Chris?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up here. Let me just pause it right there. Yeah, it's a fun video, and we'll end the show on this. Even though we're talking about giants, this is the God. That's how the show goes, folks. You should know it by now. Okay, here we go. Not too many people have seen this view. So he's getting to the top, and he's going over it. And lo and behold, look at all the hieroglyphs on top of the pyramid.
Now, why would they do those underneath the original cover?
I don't know. Some people in this Reddit forum seem to think that it's like graffiti. I don't know how somebody would have been up there chiseling away at that. Like somebody made a joke and said, "Oh, it says Alexander the Great was here," like some shit like that. But I guess people used to climb it a lot, and
I believe it.
They a lot of them died, and I guess like now the Egyptian government's like, no more fucking climbing the Great Pyramid, okay? I'm sure they weren't happy to find this guy skydiving over it and seeing all that shit on top. But it does beg the question, what does that shit say? Especially because there used to be a cap on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, exactly. Well, did you hear about the new what do you call it? Room they found above the actual
the new chamber above the
yeah,
I heard about that. I don't think because of the Egyptian government, like I said, they're so dead set on keeping the narrative the way it has been that even when they were proving that the Sphinx was way older and that it had been modified from what it was originally, they're like, nope.
Nope, it sure did not change. Don't you dare.
They built it without a nose.
Yeah, my wife had actually talked about that, and we're actually gonna go to Egypt for our 10th anniversary. So
that would be badass, dude.
Well, it's there's so much of our history that so much of it, so many people haven't actually discovered, and it's just we got to take that in when we can before they actually make it so we can't.
I will give you my Roadrunner if you climb that pyramid naked, only wearing a Trump flag as a cape.
All right, as long as I can have my pit vipers, my mullet, it'll be fine.
What are you doing trying to give away our Roadrunner like that? First of all.
I know, right? On that note, folks, thank you very much for joining us on Talking Paranormal. My name is Chris Albrecht. That's Matt Monroe. And that's our friend Dustin Ransom, the first guest on Talking Paranormal. And it won't be the last time. We're going to have him on again because that was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, anytime, dude. You're welcome anytime. We'll start posting the link in the chat more often because this is a lot of fun. And we'll see you. Shit, I'm going to be. I didn't think about this, Matt. We'll talk about it after the show. We'll see you guys very soon on Talking Paranormal.